Well, Braves country, you want a pennant race? You've got one. A sellout crowd today gathers at SunTrust Park as the Boston Red Sox, with the best record in baseball, come to town. Who knows, maybe a World Series preview on a gorgeous day for baseball here in Atlanta, Georgia. Why are the Braves sitting pretty? Well, they've got a 4-game lead over the Philadelphia Phillies in the Eastern standings. While the Braves play the Red Sox, the Phillies are in Miami taking on the last place Marlins. Hi again, friends. Chip Carey, Paul Bird, Joe Simpson. Welcome back to the ballpark. This one should be a lot of fun. The Braves are rolling. They're playing good baseball. Just took 2 out of 3 from the Pittsburgh Pirates. That was a preview. We hope for similar results against the big bad Boston Red Sox, guys, who come to town 50 games over 500.
No, very good. I tell you what, woke up this morning fired up. Cannot wait to see this matchup. Boston Red Sox, very, very good. Best record in Major League Baseball. Mookie Betts, Martinez, MVP candidates in the AL. They're outstanding, balanced team.
Well, and when you play this team in late May, it's kind of a way of measuring yourself, finding out where you are against the big boys. You play them in September, that takes on a whole different tenor because this team is the best in baseball. The Braves are playing great baseball. Let's see who comes out on top in this series.
And all year long, fellas, it's been the kids for Atlanta that have done so much great work for Atlanta, and a kid is thrust into the spotlight today. It's Touki Toussaint, who will make his second big league start. He beat the Marlins in his debut. This, however, an altogether different challenge.
I am so fired up to see this. This kid is electric. Nasty fastball, sits in the low to mid 90s. He can touch upper 90s, but he pitches in the middle. But here's the devastating curveball that looks like a slider. There's the heater down. Again, he slings it from different arm angles. He commands the zone with 3 pitches. There's the curveball. Again, nasty slider. Oh, and he's an athlete. He can field his position, Joe.
Great numbers in the minor leagues this year, as you probably know, especially at AAA, where in 8 starts he went 5-0 with a 1.43 ERA. He's geared up for today. He'll have a good outing.
So Touki Toussaint's great work is our SunTrust confidence play. The Braves have a lot of confidence here at SunTrust Park. They'll need that and a whole lot of weapons as they battle with the Boston Red Sox in a big 3-game September showdown. Beautiful day for baseball. We'll get things started. Braves and BOS Sox. Lineup's first pitch coming right up.
your local Ford dealer. The Georgia Lottery. And by the All-South Highway Safety Team. The All-South Highway Safety Team reminds you to play it safe by always wearing your seatbelt.
Chip, Joe, and Paul upstairs with you. A gorgeous day in Atlanta, as you see on our Checkers weather report. Partly cloudy skies, 82 degrees, gentle breeze blowing from left to right as the Braves face off with the Red Sox for the second time in 2018. And as we mentioned a moment ago, it's Touki Toussaint who will get the series rolling for Atlanta. And Touki was on a terrific roll down in the minor leagues.
That's why he's here, Chip. Now, he did have a great start against the Marlins, but this year he has been a different pitcher. Confidence is up. Excellent, excellent numbers in Gwinnett. And they have to go with the guy as a sixth starter they think will best give them the chance to win the game.
His 4 keys to pitching success this afternoon. Number 1, battle the best. Boy, that's what everybody wants to do, is play the best. So this team has the best record in baseball and arguably the best lineup in all of baseball. He certainly has earned this, going 9-6 overall in the minor leagues this year with a .238 ERA. But check this out. 8-1, a 1.34 ERA over his last 14 starts combined, AA and AAA. He certainly has earned this.
The Red Sox fans welcome Mookie Betts to the plate, and the first pitch is inside, and we're underway. Ball 1. This series is a terrific matchup of 2 really good teams and a matchup of 2 outstanding leadoff men. Mookie Betts for Boston takes a strike. All he's done is lead the American League in hitting at .340, 29 homers, 70 RBIs, 26 stolen bases. Truly an elite table setter for the Red Sox, and he's behind a 1 ball 2 strikes. Those are his major league rankings, not just over in the junior circuit.
What a season.
Swing and a miss. Toussaint off to a good start.
How about that one? We're fist pumping up in the booth. That's what I'm talking about. Nasty curveball, acts like a slider at times. He slings it, and Joe, that one went straight down.
Love it. Love it. Great location. Hottest hitter in the game. No intimidation factor at all for Touki.
Alex Cora has a blistering lineup. They lead Major League Baseball in runs, average in hits. What a pleasure it must be for him to ride out that Toyota starting 9 on a daily basis up in Beantown. As Joe mentioned, though, the Red Sox have an 8-9 record over the last 17 games. So maybe the Braves are catching them at a good time. We hope that'll be the case, as Andrew Benintendi, the Boston left fielder, has a 2-ball no strike count. He's hit 16 homers. He's stolen 20 bases. And he's now ahead 3-0.
Benintendi coming into this game slumping a little bit. Good hitter, can use all fields, very streaky.
And a 4-pitch walk after the Betts strikeout puts him at first in front of J.D. Martinez, the Boston right fielder, who's having a monster season at Fenway Park and beyond.
It was always predicted that he would wind up in Boston when he became a free agent last year. That certainly came to fruition. He got big money, and he has certainly earned it.
You are looking at a man who's in contention for the Triple Crown in the American League. He's 3 points behind Betts for the top batting average. He's a homer behind Chris Davis for the most home runs in the American League, but he leads in the RBI category at 115, so he's got a shot for Boston this year as Tukey misses to JD Martinez, ball one.
And oh, by the way, he scored 100 runs already too.
All of a sudden, the plate jumping around on Toussaint. He's missed with 6 in a row.
Might be rushing just a little bit.
I think so. He's very excited. Benintendi also with 20 bags, so you have to be quick to home with him as well. This Boston team, they will like to ambush early. They like to swing early. They're aggressive on the base paths.
Ground ball up the middle. Dansby backflip to second. 1 on to first. 2 on a double play. That's as good as it gets. A strikeout, a walk, and then a double play started by Dansby Swanson. Albies with the footwork and the strike to first. And Boston's done in the opening inning. Step into the box against the Red Sox. He's hit a home run against them at Fenway Park. He leads the Toyota starting lineup for Brian Snitker today. Similar starting 9 as we've seen all year long. Kurt Suzuki gets the start behind the plate, and the Braves take aim at a somewhat familiar face, Nathan Eovaldi, who they acquired from Tampa Bay at the deadline.
We've seen him before in the National League, that career 4.23 ERA. Electric stuff, but last 5 starts has struggled. He has struggled in general since coming over to the Red Sox. This is a season determining start for him. He may go to the pen, so very, very important. We'll see how this one turns out.
He can bring it. He can rush it up there close to 100 miles an hour on a consistent basis.
Swing and a miss by Acuna at 98. Power versus power here in the opening inning for Atlanta. Acuna homered to lead off the game against the Pirates yesterday. His 7th leadoff homer, which ties an Atlanta record.
They're wanting Eovaldi to throw the ball up in the zone today. He has great stuff, like you said, Joe. 96 to 99 mile an hour fastball, average cutter in the low 90s, throws a slider that's also hard. Changeup he doesn't use much. They think he throws too many strikes.
Yeah, just 12 walks in 91 innings leads you to believe that might be the case. But if he gets that pitch, it's going to be a tough day for the Atlanta hitters.
He can pitch up in the zone because of his velocity. It's when he gets below and down into the zone on those high fastballs that he gets hurt.
Two balls, 2 strikes for Eovaldi, who was originally drafted by the Dodgers. He's played for the Marlins, Yankees, the Rays, and now the Red Sox in his big league career. And a chopper is into the Boston dugout.
28 years old, 6'2", 225, out of Alvin, Texas. You ever heard of anybody throw hard from Alvin, Texas?
Yep. Mr. Nolan Ryan. So 2 balls, 2 strikes for Acuna leading off for Atlanta. And strike 3 paints a corner at 101 miles an hour. So Mr. Eovaldi has served notice that he's got A+ stuff to start his day. 1 out.
He does, and that's beautiful location on the outside part of the plate at 101. Not a whole lot of time to make a decision.
He didn't walk anybody, Paul. You know, he's only walked 16 guys, 125 innings this year total. He's around the plate, like you said, maybe too many strikes.
2 or fewer walks in 22 straight starts for Nathan Eovaldi. Throws a strike to Ender Inciarte. The other thing is he and the Red Sox love playing in the sunshine. I'll explain after the 0-1 pitch, which is swung on and missed. Eovaldi, opposing batting average 168 in day games, 35 strikeouts, 3 walks.
Yeah, he's 4-1 with a 195.
There's that high pitch again. He absolutely dominated the Yankees lineup. So the stuff is so good that when he does hit his spots and locate pitches, he can get anybody in the game out. It's just a question of location.
Got a shot there. People still filing into the ballpark today. We'll have a packed house.
Yeah, we're told it's sold out. Not standing room today. Might get there. And big crowds expected for the final 2 games here at SunTrust Park. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And served out of play. A 91-mile-an-hour cutter.
Eovaldi's success in day games mirrors the Red Sox. I don't know if anybody's got a better day game record than Boston. They're 30-8. That's pretty good.
So Ender with a fight on his hands. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and pushed off the plate. 3-2. Alex Cora's done a great job with a star-studded roster. The pitch is high. Ball 4. A rare walk. And Inciarte is the first Braves base runner. Ironically, both number 2 hitters draw bases on balls today. And now Freddie Freeman's coming up with a man aboard and 1 out.
Vasquez 6 out of 18 and caught stealings. Just came back from the disabled list a few days ago. He had suffered a fractured pinky finger on his throwing hand, but back today.
Freeman's seen Eovaldi before. 9 career hits, including a homer. And he checked his swing. Oh, no, he didn't. They call that a strike. Mike Machlinsky, the third base umpire, said Freddie went too far. 0-1 the count.
Quick move.
Inciarte with 25 bags on the year. Have to keep him honest. He's not the fastest, just raw speed guy, but good jumps in the outfield, reads pitchers well.
No balls and a strike. And up and in for an even count.
It always helps when you've got at least one guy in your lineup that has seen a pitcher a lot, and Freddie's that guy for the Braves today. 35 career at bats, 9 hits, a homer, and he can share what he knows with the other guys who haven't seen Eovaldi before.
1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. But I would guess, fellas, word gets around pretty fast. You see 98, 99, and 101 on the radar gun.
And how impressive is that as a starter? Well, Chapman, who can top out at 106, they tried starting him, and he was throwing 90 to 92. So when you have an arm that can throw that hard and sustain it as a starter, extremely impressive.
That one pops in and out of the catcher's glove. It's still a ball and 2 strikes.
Especially when you consider that Eovaldi has had 2 Tommy John surgeries.
One in high school and one a couple of years ago. Freddie's are bringing the lumber feature, brought to you by Yellowwood brand. That's what he's done against the Red Sox in his last 12 games. Freddie's trying to get going here in September. The pitch fouled away. Good cut.
Good cut. Stayed back a little better on that one. Stayed back and let his hands work. Guy throwing this hard, if you start getting out over that front foot or let that front shoulder drift forward, it's going to be hard to catch up.
Wind's picked up, blowing toward that right field corner. As the 1-2 pitch is on the way and missed badly high. 2-2 the count. So Acuna got a deep count. Ender walked. Now Freddie's got a 2-2 offering to look at. Already 19 pitches for Eovaldi. That would be a good strategy. Try to wear this man down. Ball 3.
Well, he last pitched just 4 days ago on the 31st of September of August, but it was a rain shortened affair against the White Sox and he got beat then. He had already given up 3 runs. Then the rains came, knocked him out of the game, and he went 2 innings total.
So he's uncharacteristically wild here early. 3-2 pitch. Runner goes and bounced foul. Freddie protected the plate. We'll do it again.
I think he's a little wild because the Red Sox told me their strategy again throwing up in the zone, and so that's a hard adjustment to make in 4 days. Hey, I want you to throw strikes up in the zone, something you don't always do.
This will be the 9th pitch of this at bat.
Ender was running a moment ago. He's running now, and Freddie bounces another one foul.
This is one of the problems you will run into if you are a power pitcher and everything is hard. The hitter is able to time the ball easier. Eovaldi doesn't have that pitch that's in the low 80s, a changeup, a big curve. Everything is hard. The cutter's hard. The slider's hard. He doesn't throw his changeup very much. And so doesn't really have that put away pitch at times.
Again, a 3-2 pitch for Freeman. Instead, it's to first. Moreland, Kinsler, Bogarts, and Nunez, the Boston infield from first to third. Benintendi, Betts, and Martinez in the outfield left to right. And again, a 3-2 from Eovaldi. Runner goes. Pitch is ball 4. Freeman is aboard. Back-to-back walks by Eovaldi. I have no idea, but I wonder if that's the first time that's happened to him all year. He's only walked 12 men coming into this game today.
His last 3 starts, all of them losses. He only walked 1 batter in 11 1/3 innings. And the best walk per 9 inning ratio of anybody in the major leagues. With at least 15 starts, he's averaged 1.19 walks per 9.
And again, 22 straight starts with 2 or fewer. He's got 2 walks in the first inning and a chance for the Braves to strike first behind Nick Markakis. Nick drove in 3 runs against the Red Sox up at Fenway Park. He was a doubles machine in the first series against Boston. And he has to move his feet. Eovaldi's all over the place. Ball 1.
If you've been asked to do something different, as Paul suggested, that they wanted him to pitch up in the zone, and all of a sudden you've walked a couple of guys, I think you're inclined to go right back to what you know to do. And if he gets the ball down in the zone, there might be a hard hit ball somewhere.
Nick batting .303 on the year. The pitch got on and missed. And a ball and a strike. All year long, this is where Atlanta's lineup has really feasted. Freeman and Markakis driving in big runs. They'd be the first to tell you that they've hit a bit of an offensive dry spell. Maybe some of that upper 90s heat is what Markakis needs to see to break out of a 11 for 68 slide. 1-1. Right there, a strike. 95 miles an hour, 1-2.
Had a little life too. Started in, came back.
There's that high strike. Vasquez, a nice job to frame it. Mike Winters, the ball and strike umpire today. Two on, one out. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. So he does elevate the fastball twice in a row. Markakis swung through that. 2 strikeouts for Eovaldi, and it'll take a 2-out hit from Camargo for the Braves to cash in 2 opening inning walks.
Braves are a good fastball hitting team as a group. They've got several individuals that are outstanding fastball hitters like Suzuki and Swanson, but this guy we know too can turn around anybody's fastball.
2 homers in his last 9 hits for Camargo. Johan's got 15 of them. 2 on, 2 out. And that missed high and tight for the Braves third baseman, who went 1 for 7 against the Red Sox up at Fenway Park. Braves have found themselves a nifty number 5 hitter. Camargo's done an excellent job hitting behind Nick Markakis. Right on top of the plate. And fouled back. A splitter. And a 1-1 count.
First pitch he's thrown that's been in the 80s.
So Eovaldi's going to have to throw at least 30 pitches here in the first inning on a warm afternoon. Again, pitching up in the count. Elevated fastball. 1-2.
I don't think I've seen a catcher set up and give the high 0-2 fastball target this many times in the first inning ever.
So that's the game plan. It's up to the Braves to adjust. We'll see if Camargo can with a 1-2 count. Laid off that one. That was higher than high. 2-2. Tukey's getting a nice rest. Long bottom of the first inning. Strikeouts and walks so far for Eovaldi. The pitch. Bounced foul.
It's only the 3rd time all year that he's walked 2 men in a game, but none back to back all year. That's pretty amazing.
And I'm not going to say this strategy's not going to work. I understand them needing to do something different, but he's got 32 pitches. It's the first inning. Whether the Braves score or not, this is a success as far as attacking their starter.
Runners lead. The pitch downstairs. Another deep count. And now the advantage for Ender and Freddie with 2 outs. They'll be off to the races at the crack of the bat. Eovaldi has a sign he likes. And here we go. 3-2 for Camargo. He's on that fastball.
Just 99. Get a good hack at it.
Saw Eovaldi throw his arms up there. A little bit of frustration. He knows his pitch count is up. And guys, if I threw 199 on the corner and somebody fouled it off, I'd be upset too.
Well, he got Acuna at 101 on the corner to start the inning. 2 walks. Then Markakis struck out. Now he's got a 3-2 pitch again for Camargo coming. And he turned on that. Might have been ball 4. He hit the ball before it hit him.
That'll get your attention as a pitcher too. That was 94, probably a cutter in on him. And for a guy to turn on you like that, you got to wonder, okay.
Nice meeting right here by the catcher Vasquez, just saying, hey, just giving you a little breather. Got a lot of pitches. This one's important. Making sure they're on the same page.
That's why he's walking back.
So 35 pitches thrown by Eovaldi in the first inning. And number 36 is on the way. And he missed. That's 3 walks in the first inning. And that snaps that 22 straight start streak of 2 or fewer walks. Good at bat by Camargo. And now Kurt Suzuki will be the Braves hitter. And Joe, as you've said so many times, we know Suzuki can hit anybody's fastball.
Absolutely he can. Dana Lavangi is the pitching coach for the Red Sox. He's out to chat with him, see what's up. But for Kurt, first of all, you want to jump on that fastball, but you want it to be a good pitch. He's already walked 3 guys.
Great point, but I got to tell you this, guys, we're chopping early.
Yeah.
Second time we broke it out. It is loud here at SunTrust Park. All kinds of claps, and a lot of fans came down from Boston, but right now I don't see them. I see a lot of arms going up and down.
Check that out.
Oh, wow.
Boston's bullpen is going to go to work.
Brandon Workman
Here in the first inning. So Eovaldi's going to go to the windup here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And the first one caught a corner, and Suzuki didn't think so. Again, if he gets that pitch, that was awfully tough.
That was a gift.
Inciarte at third, Freeman at second, Camargo at first. Eovaldi has walked the bases loaded.
Two out runners in scoring position. Huge numbers.
Ground ball hit toward Bogarts at short. He'll flip to second in time, and Eovaldi got out of a giant mess of his own making. He walked 3. The Braves strand 3. We go to the second, no score. Hispanic Heritage Month. We'll be sharing stories throughout baseball and the Braves organization during our weekend Braves broadcast on Fox Sports South and on Fox Sports Go. That's presented by Nissan. To the second we go. No score. Touki Toussaint begins his second inning with Xander Bogaerts, the Boston shortstop. He's driven home 86 runs. He's their cleanup man with 19 homers and a .282 average.
Talk about a guy who has developed and has done it here at this level.
Off-speed pitch had Bogaerts fooled. Nice selection by Toussaint. And there's the first out of the second inning.
Bogaerts, when he broke in, was an 8th or 9th place hitter and back up, and now he's their cleanup guy.
He's out of Aruba. Not Irabu, as my grandfather would have probably said.
That was Hideki.
Yes.
How about that name from the past? Alex Cora, manager of the Red Sox, my former teammate, a great man. You could tell when you were playing alongside of him that he would one day be a great coach and manager. Commands a lot of respect.
And what a situation to inherit. He got to manage a big market team, big payroll, lots of talent. Was the bench coach with the Astros when they won the World Series. Been around a long time as a player with several different clubs. Great baseball family, terrific career in his own right.
What he's brought over too is this sense of attack on the bases, attack early in the count. The Red Sox historically were hitters that would work the count, be very patient. He brought over a different style of play from the Astros.
They were kind of a station-to-station team on the bases too, Paul. So he's incorporated more first to third, stealing bases, things like that have helped them offensively too.
Well, they lead the American League in hitting. They lead, are second in stolen bases. And the number that just absolutely jumped out at me on the stat page, if you believe that run differential is an indicator of the quality of your club, well, Boston's your team. They've outscored their opponents by a whopping 212 runs this year.
That's crazy.
And that's downstairs for Mitch Moreland, who hurt the Braves up in Boston. And so far, all the base runners are coming on bases on balls. That's Touki's second walk. And Nunez, the third baseman's coming up.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. The second hitter each inning, he walked Benintendi on 4, and he walked Moreland on 5 pitches.
So here's Eduardo Nunez, hitting .262, 10 homers, 42 knocked in. He's done a nice job filling in for Rafael Devers, who's on the disabled list. Devers with 16 home runs this year, and when he comes back, that's going to present a very nice problem for a manager to have. Who plays at third base?
You could actually go with a platoon if they wanted to.
Short lead by Moreland. The pitch is tapped up the middle. Dansby's going to field. He'll flip to second. Close play, and in time, Moreland forced out. Braves get the lead runner. Nice play, gutsy play, and it worked.
I agree with this choice because Nunez can fly. So I think he was going to have a close play either way, and he chose to make it at second base. Good read.
Call down there by Tim Timmons.
So here's a new face. Ian Kinsler was not with the Red Sox when we saw them up in Boston. Dustin Pedroia was. I think Pedroia played in one of those games up at Fenway Park.
Right.
Pedroia on the disabled list. So they went out and got Kinsler. Just what they needed, more offense.
Yeah, you know, what a nice luxury to have, to be able to go out and handpick somebody to take the place of your team captain and have it be a guy who may be, from a batting average standpoint, be a little off this year, but still hitting home runs and driving in runs.
He hit his first homer as a Red Sox on Saturday against the White Sox.
He's a good player.
And Touki's gotten ahead of him quickly. No balls, 2 strikes. Touki would love a nice fast inning and get Eovaldi right back out on the mound. Swing and a miss. Toussaint has his second strikeout of the game, and Nunez is left stranded. Bottom part of the order for Atlanta. Good duel already at SunTrust.
And by SunTrust. Confidence starts here.
Braves are up for their second turn against Nathan Eovaldi here in Atlanta. And before Ozzie Albies bats, we'll remind you you can manage your dream team in franchise mode. Plus get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone. 39 pitches for Eovaldi in the first inning. And a swing and a miss from Albies. Nothing in 1 your count. I would assume, guys, this will be the high fastball matchup today. It's a pitch that Ozzie likes, and it's a pitch Eovaldi's trying to throw today.
It'll be an ultimate challenge for Ozzie to lay off that pitch.
So well said. That pitch is higher than high, but it looks so good.
No swing that time. 2 balls and a strike.
And most batters that are hitting 7th do not have 21 home runs.
No, it doesn't happen too often.
That one is smoked toward first and caught on the fly, I believe, by Moreland. It was. And Ozzie's retired for out number 1 here in the Braves second. When we last saw Boston, Ozzie was leading off for the Braves. So he's retired in front of Dansby Swanson. Dansby's got a nice run going. Dansby's up to 249 on the year, 7 for his last 21, including a home run.
Yeah, he's had a good homestand.
And that's upstairs, ball 1.
Boy, Paul, you were spot on about that high fastball scouting report. Everybody's getting a steady diet of it.
That one's up the middle. Bogarts ranges to his left, gets his footing and throws a strike. Pretty play.
Nice play.
That's something else that's probably not talked about enough with this Red Sox club. Just 60 errors for Boston this year. That's the second best defensive club in the American League.
Yeah, only Houston's made fewer.
So look, when you're first in hitting, second in ERA, and second in defense, you should be in first place, and they are by 7.5 games over the Yankees. So here's Tukey. One advantage for the National League clubs in interleague play. In the National League ballparks, that is. The American League clubs don't use their DH. The pitcher has to hit. And Tukey sprays one out of play, and that almost got, look out, scared the life out of Acuna. It was in the on-deck circle.
Hey, but that was 97 right there, and he got some yellow wood on it. That was impressive.
The 0-2 pitch is high.
Did you see Ronald? Ronald was bent over ducking already before the pitch was thrown.
Another foul ball. That's into the camera well. Andre is going to make the play. Andre, Gold Glove award-winning sideline reporter.
We were told that's why David Price won't pitch in this series, is that they don't want David to pitch, or to swing the bat rather, for fear of injuring the wrist that he was hit on with a line drive.
And he's been a moving target out there, we're told. He's been hit more than once.
Yeah, hit 3 times, 3 different times, but most recently on the wrist. And while he might be ready to go by Wednesday, they don't want him swinging.
They've got a big showdown series coming up after this one with Atlanta. They've got 3 with Houston, 3 with Toronto, and 3 of their final 6 head-to-head with the Yankees. So ball and 2 strikes for Tukey. Bases empty, and another foul ball.
Good for him.
Make him work.
Crank that pitch count up.
That foul ball had a 58-degree launch angle, by the way. And now the 1-2 pitch is caught on and missed. And that'll retire the side. 3 strikeouts for Eovaldi. Scoreless game. We go to the top of the 3rd.
With you, we're watching 22-year-old Tukey Toussaint. And all season long, we've come accustomed to the fact that our young ball club has some young stars who really don't understand that they're in a pennant race. And the veteran guys on our squad have said that's a good thing. We don't worry about it. Talking about Albies, Camargo, and also Acuna. Well, pitchers think differently. At least that's what I was told. Tukey Toussaint, 22 years of age. But when I asked pitching coach Chuck Hernandez if that same attitude could go out to what Tukey's doing, he said absolutely. He pitched those 6 strong innings against Miami in his debut, and he said that the reason those guys can have that attitude is because they think they're pretty good, and they are. And Chuck also told me that he told all these guys down in the minors, we're going to all be up in Atlanta together and just learn what you can here, because once we're up there, we're going to have an awful lot of fun together. And even in the corner of the dugout, guys, where we know Acuna and Albies have a little show, almost like catch the Frisbee. Without the Frisbee, well, Toussaint wasn't playing with that, but he was involved in the conversation. All about having fun at a kid's game.
That is outstanding, Andre. Yes, and I got to say that when you are successful, it breeds confidence, which Chuck Hernandez also said to Andre earlier.
Christian Vasquez leads off. As Joe mentioned, missed a lot of time with a broken pinky finger. 9th round pick by Boston back in 2008. Got 99 games last year and hit 290. And takes a strike here for an even count. In the air to center, but right at Ender. And there's the first out. Tukey's changing speeds very effectively so far. Big advantage for him. First time through the lineup. So far, so very good. Just 2 base runners on walks. One of those walks erased on a double play in the first inning.
Well, I like what Paul said about him early on, and it was a reminder of what we saw against Miami, and that is he does change his arm angle, and I like that a lot.
If you haven't seen a pitcher before and a guy's changing arm angles, I mean, it's tough to do if you've seen a guy
sure
for a long time, but the first time through as a hitter, that's got to be tough.
It's not like he's slinging the ball, but the ball is behind his body when his arm comes around, and it's hard to pick up and is on you.
Like a bullwhip.
Yes, very much so.
That is a great point. Staying closed long, hiding the ball, so then 93 looks 96.
Wow, mercy.
It's been a strike for Evaldi.
Come on, Mike.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
Evaldi's 6'2". He's got a high strike zone.
Want to walk the pitcher here. Evaldi's 1 for 8 at the plate. Does have an RBI. The pitch. There's strike 3. Evaldi knew it. 3rd strikeout for Tukey, and back to the top in Mookie Betts. So we're making Major League history today. I'll bet you guys didn't realize that. First time in the big leagues we've ever had a Tukey versus Mookie matchup in a big league game.
Mookie's full name is Marcus Lynn Betts, and he believes his parents got the nickname Mookie from watching Mookie Blaylock, NBA guard.
Former Sooner.
There you go.
Well, this kid is a sight to behold. At 23 years old, the youngest Red Sox to win a Gold Glove at any position since Fred Lynn did it. And he's going to bounce to the left side into the shift. And it's an easy inning for Tukey Toussaint. 3 up and 3 down. Top of the order coming up for Atlanta. No score. facade of the second deck.
Wow.
They brushed him back, and Acuna made him pay. That was the fate of the Pittsburgh Pirates yesterday. Our Coors timeless moment. Yet another leadoff homer for Ronald Acuna Jr.
Ty's one of my favorite players ever, Marquise Grissom, for the most leadoff homers in a single season in franchise history with 7.
So he gets a second crack at Eovaldi here, who missed outside ball 1. Yeah, Marquise did that in 157 games played. Today is Ronald Acuna's 86th big league game.
Well, Marquise will be the first to tell you he admires what this kid is doing. I know he loves the way Ender plays center field. Reminds me a lot of Marquise in so many ways. Class act all the way.
Well, Ronald had a big day for the Braves, not just the home run, but he scored one of the 4 Atlanta 8th inning tallies. As the Braves pulled away 5-1 over the Pirates. Johnny Venters won his second straight decision in relief. And a rare chase that time by Acuna. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's made a couple of his best pitches so far to Acuna. The strikeout pitch in the first and a cutter right there that was a beauty.
And then heated him up. 97 again. That's that tantalizing pitch that's been so tough for the Braves to lay off. And Eovaldi has his 4th strikeout. He's gotten Acuna twice. 1 out. 3 walks for Eovaldi in the first inning. The first of them came to Ender Inciarte. He's our AARP Take On Today player.
Well, we've been bragging on his work in the second half, and his last 7 games tack on some more good numbers to what he was already doing. 8 for 20 with a homer on this homestand. Sorry, Joe.
Beg your pardon, Joe. We talk all the time. You've said so many times, Joe, you've got to make him get the ball down. Number one, how do you do that as a hitter? And secondly, Paul, if the Braves make that adjustment, what's the counter adjustment for a guy that's trying to establish the upper part of the strike zone?
From a hitter's standpoint, unless you consider yourself a good high ball hitter, you just can't think about that. You've got to think about looking for a pitch low around the knees or the waist, because if it gets above that, you're in trouble.
Yeah, and if you're throwing strikes high, that's one thing, but he's trying to throw out of the zone. So if no one chases, you have to make an adjustment in your game plan, and you'll just keep walking people like he did in the first.
Ender thought that was high.
You know, and he's not trying to throw high on this pitch because of the count, but 99 up in the zone right at the top. But it's 3-0. You're not trying to do that. Target was lower. So a lot of times you'll adjust based on the count of what you're trying to do. But if you're ahead in the count or 2-2 and you throw the ball up and they continually lay off it, then yes, you have to make an adjustment.
So that strike 1 pitch might be the biggest pitch of the sequence. Instead of ball 4, it's now 3-2 after a foul ball. And Ender protects and stays alive. We'll do it again. 2 o'clock in Atlanta. We are in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Our first look at the Boston Red Sox at SunTrust Park. No score. Touki Toussaint for the Braves. Nathan Eovaldi for Boston.
You don't always win the battles with a hard thrower, but the more you foul off and the more you see, the better your timing gets.
Grounded towards second. Kinsler from the cut of the grass makes the play, and Ender's retired. 2 out.
Nice comeback by Eovaldi there, although he got a good borderline call. 3-0.
Yeah.
So Freddie Freeman's the hitter with the bases empty. Freddie walked in the opening inning. Keep you up to date on all the other action in the National League East. Cardinals are in Washington, leading the Nationals 2-1 in the 3rd inning. That's Max Scherzer today. And the Phillies are in Miami, and the Marlins behind Jose Urena lead 3-1 in the 3rd. Vince Velasquez on the mound for Philadelphia. And Freddie fouls the first one back right off his knuckles. Strike 1.
You know, I've mentioned some teams, second division teams you don't want to be playing down the stretch. I'm going to put Miami in there too. Even though the Braves handled them all year long, you face Miami with Urania, you're going to have a long day.
There's a line drive, and the first hit for either club is a ringing single by Freddie Freeman. So there goes the no-hitter for Eovaldi, and Markakis will be the batter.
Turned around a little 98. Look what happens when you get it down in the zone, though.
There you have it. You know, the pitch that's up, that's 99, is incredibly tough to catch up with. I mean, 99 in the zone is tough, but when a ball is elevated, it gets there quicker. It's tougher to catch up with. So I can see that he doesn't have a devastating slider going right now or something. So if he does throw that fastball down, I can see where a lot of hard contact is made.
Let's see if Nick can provide some two-out magic. He takes a slider for a strike.
There's a good pitch. To the right-handers, he's got that cutter, and he can use that away. For the left-handers, it's mostly heaters until that slider.
So you see that pitch right there? That's a split fork. That's what it's listed on the scouting report. I don't see split fork action. I see a changeup. And I'm real big on, you may grip it like a split, but if it comes out and has changeup action, let's call it a changeup. Touki Toussaint throws his changeup like a split. What comes out is a straight change.
So should we call that pitch a spork?
Being that I'm from Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm a big KFC fan, I like the idea. I like the spork.
2 balls and a strike for Nick Markakis. Braves have scored 255 runs with 2 outs this year. You get a run here, this place will go nuts. Pitch is fouled away. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I love this atmosphere. It feels like playoffs. We've been saying it. Notice how you guys noticed the first pitch to Ender that was called a strike, and every pitch matters. You notice all the little things, an error here or there makes the difference in the game. Everything magnified.
You just notice when the crowd roars, there's a hush as each pitch is made because the anticipation is so great. Let's see what happens on this one. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Freddie at first. And a bouncing ball. Kinsler is going to field that on a friendly hop. And that will retire the side. 71 pitches for Eovaldi through 3 scoreless innings. We go to the 4th. It has been a great year for Atlanta. Let's check out the Eastern race up to the minute.
Back to a 4-game lead after winning 2 from the Pirates to win that series. 8.5 over the Nats.
Ground ball right side. Race to the first base bag. Who wants it? It's going to be Freeman reaching up, and he makes the play as Tukey was there as well. Near collision. And Alex Cora is going to come out and argue that there was interference, that Toussaint got in the way of Benintendi, and that cost him a chance to get to the bag in time.
I'll be honest with you, I was watching Freddie and the pitcher worried that they were going to knock each other out of the way.
I thought so too. This had 3-car pileup written all over it. Tukey is in the way right there. He does have to slow down. It'll be interesting what they call on this one. Great athleticism by Freeman.
Yeah, Freddie's not going to leave that to chance for anyone.
Well, both players were going to the bag, and the umpires can't decide who's going to catch the throw, who's going to make the catch on that throw. So
I don't know that that's reviewable.
You cannot obstruct the runner or be in his way in any way from getting to the bag.
And so Cora pleads his case, but the out's going to stand. Very clearly, Toussaint forced Benintendi to pull up.
No contact.
Certainly wasn't intentional, but it was just an unusual play where the pitcher has to get to the bag. Freddie drifting a little bit there, and it was one of those where glad it worked out in our favor.
In the NBA, that would be an offensive foul, a moving pick. Okay. Just trying to get our Fox Sports family getting ready for college basketball and NBA season.
Yeah.
But that play worked out just fine for Atlanta. Here's J.D. Martinez. He hit into a double play, a slick twin killing in the first inning. And he backs away. That pitch got on him a little more quickly than anticipated. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, it came out of his hand a little sideways. Kurt wanted that pitch down and away.
And J.D. Martinez on pace for a potential Triple Crown season. Triple Crown means you lead your league in batting average, homers, and RBIs. The last American League player to do that was Miguel Cabrera of the Tigers. Carl Yastrzemski did it for the Red Sox in 1967. And Martinez has very similar numbers to Yaz.
Did Yaz have a real low batting average, though?
326.
Oh, okay, it was better than I thought.
He won a batting title.
Like 301?
Barely above 300.
Yeah, okay.
At one point for Boston. But the year Yastrzemski won it, 326 average, 44 homers, and 121 RBIs. J.D. Martinez is right there.
One of the things that makes Martinez so special, and everybody thought, well, when he goes to Boston, he'll be able to take advantage of the green monster. But the thing that's a disadvantage to him there is that he hits a lot of balls to right field and right center, and he's got great power that way. For example, this ballpark, SunTrust Park, would be ideal for him because of his power that way.
And guys, you talk about a player that has made himself into a superstar. He was kind of an extra player for Houston. 2011, 2012, good numbers, nothing eye-popping. The Tigers signed him as a minor league free agent after the 2014 season, or 13 season, as he swings and misses.
Great changeup.
He then went to Detroit, put together 3 consecutive 30 home run seasons, became a free agent, and cashed in with the Red Sox. So great story of persistence.
Whoops.
There's that split change right there. Now that acted just like a split, so we saw tumbling action on that. Excellent. And that's righty on righty, fellas.
So Tukey's on a nice roll. He has yet to surrender a hit. Xander Bogaerts tapped back to the mound. Tukey threw something off speed, and Bogaerts was way out in front.
I was saying that Bogaerts developed at this level his first time around, and physically he did too. You know, he's kind of grown into his body. He's gotten stronger. He's hitting more homers. So while he was kind of a utility guy for them when he first came up, shortstop, third base, He's a solid part of their lineup now.
An international free agent signing by Boston, and there's another off-speed pitch, and Tukey is rolling. 8 up, 8 down with 5 strikeouts. Let's get this kid a run. We go to the home fourth. No score. Game 1. Braves and Bo Sox. That SunTrust Park has to offer with the college ticket special. The special offer includes a $10 general admission ticket and a $5 concessions credit to spend here at the ballpark. Go to Braves.com/college. Use your .edu email and take advantage of this great offer.
Gamecocks Day today. I'm sure Jim Shaper and Allie Treon are here with their hats on, cheering the Braves on.
We are told this game is sold out. And more of that to come tomorrow night and Wednesday afternoon before the Braves head out for their last Western road trip. Johan Camargo leads off the Atlanta fourth. The Braves have the only hit in this game. It was a single by Freddie Freeman 1 inning ago.
How much better does it get? Labor Day, beautiful day. Braves and Bo Sox. 2 first-place teams. Maybe a preview. Who knows?
That's the great thing about the way the playoffs are set up. And again, the Braves know there's still a lot of work to be done before they're in. But you get into the tournament, it's like the NHL. You get a hot goaltender, and who knows where it'll take you. Braves pitching has been outstanding the last 3-4 weeks. As this ball's hammered off the screen. How does he do that?
Man, he can turn on it.
3-2.
I was thinking about the Braves driving in, and because of this game with the Red Sox and all their success this year, and the Red Sox have 2 guys, they have 3 guys at the top of their rotation in Sale, Price, and Porcello that are all outstanding and postseason worthy. And as soon as Evaldi wakes up, okay. And the Braves, if you went into a postseason series with the Braves, you don't really know who you would face.
Right.
They don't have a 15-game winner. They don't have that proverbial quote-unquote ace. You could face anybody. Likewise, you don't know who to really concentrate on beyond Freddie Freeman. There's a bunch of guys in the batting order that could beat you if you pitch around Freddie. And it's just that they don't have one single strength, and I think that is their strength.
Ball 4. Camargo walks to lead off the 4th inning. And to elaborate on that point, Joe, I think what's going to be fascinating about this Braves team is to see how this pitching staff with the expanded roster starts to take shape as we enter the final 2 weeks with those critical series against the Phillies. Will that offer any clues as to how the playoffs pitching staff would look should the Braves get there? Speaking of unknown, there are a lot of guys that are on this major league roster like Touki Toussaint the teams haven't seen live, which I would think would be a huge advantage for Atlanta. So Atlanta has the leadoff man on. Camargo at first, and Suzuki takes outside, no swing, ball one.
You mentioned Toussaint, and there's stuff, and then there's location. But the biggest thing for me is makeup. He is a competitor. And I don't know what the rest of the game holds, but he has come in here and lived up to the hype. One of the biggest games of the year, and he's not scared.
Line drive over short. There's a base hit. Benintendi cuts it off, and Atlanta's in business. 2 on with nobody out.
See, I don't know how Kurt does that. You say all the time, Chip, I don't know how anybody ever gets a hit.
Yeah.
Well, from my career standpoint, I don't know how you hit 97, 98, 99. Kurt does it with regularity. No trouble at all. Times it perfectly, hits it on the nose, time and time again.
So here's one of those big playoff-like at-bats. 2 on, nobody out. At the very least, you want to get Camargo to third base here. Albies hit a soft line drive to first his first time up. His bat started to come around a bit. He's 7 for his last 20. But again, beware the high fastball. There it was. Swing and a miss.
Look down. Look down. Adjust your eye level down. Look for it waist high and below. Try your best to lay off anything above that.
Eovaldi has had to labor 81 pitches, 4 walks today. 2 hits.
Better yet,
so far no runs.
Laid off that one that was well above the strike zone. But better yet, look off speed. Look for that cutter or look for the slider. Look for those pitches until you get 2 strikes.
Camargo and Suzuki are the Braves base runners. And now the 1-1 pitch.
And even his off speed is 88 to 93.
Yeah.
Sometimes you might think about a bunt in a situation like this. The problem is you're toward the bottom of the order. Then you'd have Swanson and then the pitcher. So
got to find a way to move the runners over here, looking to pull the ball to the right side.
And now 1-2. Took that one. I mean, he is living tomahawk high in this game. Good take there. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Benintendi, Betts, and Martinez left to right in the Red Sox outfield. And lifted out of play.
Remember Kevin Millwood? The good hook and the high fastball.
Yep.
It was a tough game for him if he wasn't throwing up in the zone, if he was down in the zone. But as a pitcher, primarily you're taught, hey, keep the ball down. But there is something to some pitchers' stuff are just tailored more to pitching up. And I think the Red Sox are trying to figure out that with Eovaldi because his stuff is too good to have a career 4.3+ ERA.
His 2-2 pitch is hit high in the air toward right. Martinez back into the shadows is going to have room, but it's going to be a productive out. Moving to third is Camargo. Braves have him at the corners, 1 away for Dansby Swanson. Good battle for Ozzie, who fell behind in the count, and he drove it deep to right. And Atlanta has their second runner at third base in the game.
You know, Kurt was tagging up too, and I'm glad he didn't go. Not because I was worried about him getting thrown out, which he might have. He might have made it. But by staying at first base, they're not going to pitch around Dansby. If he had gone to second base, they'd have probably put Dansby on, and pitched to Toussaint, which arguably might have been the second out of the inning.
And how about
Whoa,
this?
whoa.
Eovaldi's not going to pitch to Swanson. They're going to take him out of the game and bring on Workman. So Atlanta first and third with one out. Eovaldi is done after 3 1/3 in Atlanta today.
Visit Synovus for your banking, lending, and investing needs. Synovus, the bank of here.
So Dansby Swanson will not face Nathan Eovaldi, who went 3 1/3 innings of 2 hit, 4 walk, 4 strikeout ball. Brandon Workman is the new Red Sox pitcher. And fellas, like Dansby Swanson, we need the scouting report.
Yeah, this is beautiful. Love that shot. You don't see the American League teams that much. Sometimes you got to resort to your files, and that's what they're doing. And this guy, the reason he's in there, they need a double play ball.
Yeah, he also throws cutters and curves, 34% cutter, 30% curveball, and only 36% fastballs to righties. He's got a 2-seamer and a 4-seamer. You see that good ERA, so has the potential for a strikeout and also to get a ground ball.
Well, Dansby's been clutch of late. Let's see if he can hit a deep fly ball at the very least, and Atlanta can cash in that leadoff walk in what for the moment is a scoreless game.
And guys, it really feels like playoffs now. Taking your starter out early because, hey, we got to win. Sorry.
So Workman out of the stretch, brings it, and that skips up there, ball 1. Like Eovaldi, he's a Texan. He's out of Prosper, Texas. Boston selected Workman in the 2nd round of the draft in 2010. He's had Tommy John surgery that cost him the entire 2015 season and most of 2016 as well.
And hard sinker, though, the key for him here in this situation.
So isn't it funny? Contrast of styles. All day long, the Braves have tried to make Eovaldi get the ball down. Now they have to make the Red Sox pitcher bring the ball up.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a nice mix and match by Alex Cora with his first reliever in this critical spot. One ball, one strike, 1st and 3rd for Atlanta. And a good cut, but it's popped straight back toward us.
Got away with one right there. Wow.
Thought he might sneak one by him.
Yes, he did. You got to be careful trying to sneak a piece of cheese past a rat.
Yeah, you do.
Dansby can turn on that heater. I thought he was going to throw all breaking balls right there. First pitch curveball, next pitch slider. Dansby at times struggling with that slider.
Well, the Red Sox pen has been very, very good this year. And it's understandable that they've not been up to their very high standards lately because the innings gobbled up by Price and Sale have not been there because of injury. And they're going to have to work overtime in this game. Leaf Core at work in the Atlanta 4th. The pitch. Good stop and a good take.
What a play by Vasquez.
That's a hammer at 80 miles an hour. Spin rate off the charts. Very good pitch and nice block.
Like it might have even skipped off the plate. That's how you do it. That's textbook stuff there.
A leadoff walk and a single. A fly ball to right brought Camargo to third base. That's where he stands with a 2-2 count. Pitcher due next. So Swanson, the key man in the inning for Atlanta. Yeah, with a runner at third, less than 2 outs, fly ball could get you a run.
That less than 2 outs, a huge key with the pitcher on deck.
Benintendi apparently has a real good arm. He's got 9 assists. Betts has 4 of them. He's in center and shaded toward right.
Not to take anything away from Benintendi, but when you play in Boston and you play left field, you're going to get some assists off the wall if you know how to play it, because you have very short throws to make. Betts, for a lot of the season, has played right field, only 4 assists in a ballpark that's really big in right field and tough to cover.
So his 4 might be as impressive, if not more so, than Benintendi's 9.
Absolutely.
So it's a 3-2 count. Suzuki leads at first. Not going. And another good take. Good at bat by Swanson.
Wow.
And another walk. The Red Sox have walked 5 Braves hitters in this game. And now Tukey is up there.
Well, I'll tell you what, Eovaldi throwing 99 to 101 at times. Cutter was 93. Workman's fastball's 91. But when he was throwing 97, Toussaint was fouling balls off. So now he's getting ready to see 91, even though Workman throws 66% breaking balls.
This is tough on Brian Snitker, even if he wants to put down perhaps a safety squeeze here. He doesn't know. He doesn't know if Tukey can do that or not. He hasn't seen him enough. He has to rely on the scouting reports he's been given by the minor leagues. We know he's a good athlete.
So let's see what happens here. Bases loaded, 1 out. Make him throw a strike. Didn't chase it. Ball 1.
I agree. Workman is squeezing everything right now, trying to throw those breaking balls. They're all 0-2 style. That was a slider bounced on the front of the plate. He knows he needs a strikeout.
A Brave at every base with 1 out. Little roller hit to the right side. The play at the plate for 1. Throw to first is late. Camargo forced out. Bases are loaded, 2 away for Acuna. Moreland didn't panic, took his time, got the sure out at the plate. And then Toussaint outran the baseball to first to keep the inning alive.
Moreland's a Gold Glover, great fielder, and as you said, Chip, just relaxed and made the play.
So how many times have we said it's up to one of the Braves kids offensively to try to make some magic here? This time with 2 outs, Acuna's up and the bases are still loaded.
Braves had some opportunities with runners in scoring position. Looking for that first hit. They're 0 for 4.
We are chopping at a new level. It's getting loud. This is what you signed up for. This is what you turned the TV on for and what you paid admission price to come see. Acuna, bases loaded, 2 outs. Workman, love it.
Acuna struck out twice against Eovaldi. That was a very long meeting.
Gotta work out a windup.
Which is what Eovaldi did with the bases loaded in the first inning. And nowhere near. Ball 1.
You don't see too many relievers do that.
You don't see too many relievers come in with a 91-mile-an-hour fastball, which is why he throws so many breakers.
1 ball, no strikes. A month ago, he swings at that pitch. 2-0. Get the feeling Ronald is reeling him in. Workman brings it. Popped up. Kinsler says he's got it. He backs up a step or 3, and the inning is over. The Braves have loaded the bases twice today, and they've left them loaded twice. We go to the 5th, no score. Our Xfinity camp today. Great to see this place packed. Everybody having a great time on Labor Day. Hope you're enjoying the holiday with friends and family. And we look forward to seeing more of you tomorrow night for game 2 of the series. Sean Newcomb and Rick Porcello will hook up 7 o'clock Braves live. First pitch 7:35. Then Wednesday Mike Foltynewicz will face a Red Sox starter yet to be named. That is an early start. 12:10 first pitch, which will allow the Braves to get out of town early and head to the West Coast for a critical series with the Arizona Diamondbacks beginning Thursday night. Good one brewing today. Touki Toussaint is dealing. He's struck out 5 through 4 hitless innings. He's walked a pair and has set down the last 8 Boston hitters in order. Braves have chased Nathan Eovaldi, who lasted 3 1/3 innings and 86 pitches. Workman came on, got Boston out of a bases loaded jam in the bottom of the 4th inning. So here we go to the 5th. Moreland, Nunez, and Kinsler coming up. Mitch Moreland walked his first time and was forced at second. And when we played the Red Sox up at Fenway Park, as good as Martinez and Betts and Benintendi can be, it was this guy that the Braves couldn't get out.
He's one of the leaders on this team. Tough. Doesn't have to be 100% to play.
Pretty much a Deadpool hitter too.
That was a nice change right there by Touki.
Well, they are hunting fastball, aren't they?
Yeah, and early. Last split change he threw went straight down like a split. This one came in like a straight change.
Now the ballpark buzzing. The 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Touki struck out 3 in a row. He's got 6 and 9 straight retired for the Boston offense. And Nunez, the hitter, with one out.
If you think that Tuki Toussaint went down after pitching against Miami and just messed around at Gwinnett, think again. His next start against Buffalo, 6 innings, 1 run, or excuse me, 1 run. The next start against Durham, 7 innings, no runs. The next start, most recent against Norfolk, 6 innings, 1 unearned run. He was on fire after that start against Miami and is continuing that today.
I got to tell you, this 2018 season for the Braves has been so refreshing with all these kids who've come up. We've talked a lot about the offensive players, certainly. But I am absolutely astounded by, and pleasantly so, how polished these kids are. As Nunez rips a shot to left field, Acuna got to it quickly, stumbled, and he sat straight down in left field, was thinking about cutting that ball off. But once he fell, Nunez was able to take second base, and that's the first Boston hit.
He didn't hurt himself, did he?
Hope not. Lost his footing.
Because he was planning to throw and would have held him to a single. Breaking ball hung up a little bit for Nunez. He got to his feet okay, but that right foot went right out from under him.
So that's the first hit for Boston. And it's their first runner at second base in the game. And here's Kinsler, who struck out. But the point I was trying to make is how polished these kids are coming up to pitch for the Braves.
Yes.
Great credit to the player development staff in the Braves minor league system. And a fly ball hammered toward right center field. Ender on the run. He's not going to get it. That's up against the fence, and Boston's going to lead. Kinsler jumps on the first pitch. Back-to-back doubles. It's 1-0. That's why they got Kinsler. That's his 40th RBI and his 8th in Boston.
Fastball outside part of the plate, did a good job driving it the other way, not trying to pull it, just a nice, easy, quick swing.
And I would argue that I don't think Nunez could have scored on that had he been held at first.
Well, one thing we know about Tuki is this kid's got moxie. He's got to show it here. He's got the 8th place and the 9th place hitters scheduled for Boston. They lead 1-0 on back-to-back hits. Vasquez lined out to center his first time and didn't chase that one. 1-1.
I loved what he said when he got in trouble in Miami in the second, gave up a run, had second and third with 1 out, pitched out of it, and reporters questioned him after the game. He said, you know, if you've seen my minor league stats, I've had a lot of guys on base. That wasn't new to me, and so I'm able to calm down, relax. He said, but I'm a better pitcher since those early days.
He's got Vasquez behind 1-2.
And he's using all his pitches.
Blake Swihart is in the on-deck circle. He would pinch hit for Workman next. And that's taken up and away at 94. 2-2. Braves will have Ender, Freeman, and Markakis up in the home 5th. Boston 1, Atlanta 0. And that's pulled fair down the left field line. That's going to die underneath the padding. And Vasquez is in at second. That's 3 straight doubles. Perfectly placed by Vasquez. Nothing you can do about that one.
Tried a front door breaking ball and it stayed up and in. That's a ball we've seen Acuna turn on and make the best of.
So a good visit here by Chuck Hernandez. Slow the game down. Let Tuki get his bearings. He's given up 3 straight hits, 2 runs. And now Swihart is going to stand in.
Stephen Wright warming up in the Boston bullpen. Knuckleballer. A lot of experience as a starter.
And a man that might go back into rotation if Evaldi is taken out of turn by Boston. But what a weapon Wright can be. A trick pitch, and who can pitch multiple innings, multiple days in a row if need be.
This may be the Red Sox version of the opener that we saw from Tampa Bay.
So Swihart has been a hot hitter, 3 RBI hits in his last 4 games and 6 for his last 10 with runners in scoring position. So he's been a hot hitter for Boston. He's listed as a catcher / utility guy, and it's the utility part that's maybe the most accurate. He started 13 games behind the plate, 4 at first, once in left, 5 in right, once at third, and once at second.
Which tells you he can hit.
They're finding a place for him to play. 2 quick strikes, runner at second, 1 out. And Kurt held it there for a moment. Mike Winters said it was up and away. Ball 1. Overcooked that one. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Just missing there on the outside corner. This is kind of unfortunate because even though he's given up 2 runs, I feel that he has outpitched Evaldi.
Sharply hit to second, and that trampoline's out of the glove, and just in time to get Swihart. Albie stay with it. Boy, it's a tough play. Ball pops out of your glove and you're chasing it down and then have to throw against your momentum. Heck of a recovery for the second out. Runner to third.
Great recovery.
So here's Betts. Betts has struck out and has grounded out into the shift. And that's exactly how Atlanta aligns the defense here in the 5th inning. And a strike. Got a fastball.
He's been watching a lot of first pitch off speed pitches for strikes. I think that's what he went up there looking for.
So good choice by the Braves to get ahead. And now a base hit to left makes it 3-0. Betts didn't miss that one. His 71st RBI. 4th hit of the inning. And that is going to be the final pitch of the day for Touki Toussaint, it appears. After 64 pitches, Brian Snitker will go take him down, with Boston leading by a 3-0 score.
Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. By Delta Airlines. And by Synovus, the bank of here.
Boston's first 4 hits have come here in the 5th inning. They've plated 3 runs as the day has come to a close for Touki Toussaint. 6 strikeouts, 2 walks for the Braves' young right-hander. The man at first also is his responsibility. As Sam Freeman will take his place on the mound for Atlanta. He'll face Andrew Benintendi with 2 outs.
Great numbers on the homestand for Sam. 3 appearances, 3 1/3 innings, no hits, runs, or walks. He's struck out 6.
Betts can run 25 stolen bases on the year. I asked why he was so good, and everybody keeps going back to the same thing they say about Acuna. Electric hands, very strong and quick.
Fouled away by Benintendi, strike 1.
He's only been caught six times trying to steal. And everybody raves about his makeup, Paul.
Yes.
What a great person he is. Big lead.
Not going. And the pitch is rifled into right center field. That's down for a hit. Betts on his way to third. And Boston keeps on pouring on the hits here in the 5th inning. 3 runs, 5 hits. And now J.D. Martinez is coming up. And Boston has runners at first and third, still 2 out.
That was a good pitch.
Great pitch. You have to credit Benintendi right there for going down and getting it. Didn't try to do too much, just slapped it up the middle.
Need to stop the bleeding right here.
Martinez,
tough guy.
Is that tough guy. He's the 8th guy to hit in the inning. He's into a double play and struck out. 3-0 Boston in game 1. And taken low. Marlins still lead the Phillies. That game's in the 6th inning at Marlins Park. Braves have a 4-game divisional advantage. Entering today's play. And the 1-0 is hit high in the air to right. Wind is pushing that toward the line. Markakis near the stands is going to get there. Did he hang on? Yes, he did. Wow. What a grab.
Holy smokes.
He ran a country mile, had to deal with the fence and those fans. And Markakis with a whirling dervish of a catch takes care of Martinez and the Red Sox. 3 in the 5th inning, and the Braves are coming up here at home with their 2, 3, and 4 hitters due. Time for our T-Mobile Built for Baseball. Did you see what happened in Chicago yesterday? It was Hawk Day, and A.J. Pierzynski in the broadcast booth saved Hawk Harrelson with arguably his greatest catch in the big leagues.
Nice play, A.J.
And a great honor for Hawk Harrelson, who's retiring at season's end. They celebrated his legendary career as the voice of the White Sox with the Boston Red Sox in town, for whom Hawk also played. So we congratulate Hawk and AJ for a very special day yesterday, made even more so because the White Sox beat Boston 8-0. So another challenge for Atlanta's hitters, an altogether different style of pitching. You had the high fastballs of Eovaldi, you had Workman and his sinker. Now you have to deal with a guy with a knuckleball.
Good,
down 3-zip.
Good numbers on the season. Went on the DL recently with some left knee inflammation. Him coming back as a starter, they felt like was too much too soon. So this is a nice area for them to try and work him in. He can certainly get some innings out of him and get him ready for the postseason as well. Almost 90% knuckleballs. We'll mix in a fastball and a little curve, only about 2% at a time.
Enciarte with a 1-2 count. Fought it off. Joe, from a hitter standpoint, how tough is this transition as a hitter? 98, 99, then to 83 and butterflies.
Yeah, it's like a batting practice pitcher that goes out there now and has a trick pitch, and you got to adjust to it.
Did that hit him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it did. Ender got hit by a pitch. He'll take the base, but that was right on the bottom of the left elbow. That was a Muhammad Ali pitch.
He's been taking some punishment.
It floated like a butterfly, but it stung like a bee.
There you go.
But all help appreciated. Freddie has been on base twice. That's an encouraging sign. He's walked and he's singled. And maybe this is the kind of guy that can get the Braves collectively back on the beam offensively, Joe. You've talked a lot over the years about not trying to do too much at the plate. I would assume that this is a perfect guy that you have to apply that philosophy against.
Just got to wait. Stay back, wait. It's only the second batter he's hit all year.
Good rip there, but fouled back, even count.
Red Sox putting a different shift on Freeman. No one is in short right field, and they have scooted over a little closer up the middle where Freeman got his hit last time. Outfield is shaded slightly opposite.
If he could just serve one to left, he's got an easy hit. But it's not easy to hit this guy. Upstairs. Does Vasquez have a different glove? Looks like he's got that first base catcher's hybrid glove for the knuckleballer.
That's the highlight, Matt.
And fouled away, 2-2. You
remember when Boston had Wakefield and Varitek was having trouble catching him, and they had to bring in Marabelli, so they traded for him, and they brought him in a helicopter, and he got out of the crowd, and it was like he was one of the Beatles. That was so great.
Little dribbler is bounced foul.
No matter how much you tell yourself to wait and stay back, it's so hard, especially when you got a count that has 2 strikes on it, because you don't want to get caught with his 85-mile-an-hour fastball throwing it by you.
2 years ago, Wright had a fantastic year, a 13-game winner for the Red Sox. Grounded to the right side. Second base one. Long throw to first is going to be late. And the lead runner Inciarte is erased. Freeman's aboard from Markakis now with one out.
And that's why they didn't have Kinsler posted out in shallow right field, Paul, is for the opportunity to take a ground ball and turn it into a double play.
Well, the old 4-5 force out at second base. And Freeman's aboard for the third time, but this time on a force out. Markakis the batter. Nick's 0 for 2. Nick is 0 for 4 against right in his career. If the lineup can get down to Kurt Suzuki, he's had good luck. He's 4 for 10 against him.
You mentioned that mitt, Chip. Look at the staggered stance from Vasquez as that left knee is out in front instead of parallel. He does that so he doesn't know which way the ball is going to break at times, so he won't hit his elbow on the knee that way.
Sharply hit. Bogarts bobbles, recovers, flips to second one, and Boston settles for that. Markakis barrels up another ball, but it goes unrewarded. 2 outs.
He just can't find a hole. Trying to get out of this dry spell, but he keeps hitting it right at people and hitting it hard. Nice play by Bogarts to get the out.
I am really impressed with Bogarts' movements. He made a ballet type throw earlier where he was in short right behind the bag. Threw the ball off balance. Very smooth.
So this is interesting. Johan Camargo's a switch hitter. He's batting right-handed against the right-handed knuckleballer. He's already walked twice in the game and was forced out at the plate in the 4th inning. The second time the Braves had the bases loaded today.
A little bit like Terry Pendleton, page out of his book.
No balls, 2 strikes. We're in the Atlanta 5th. 3-0. Boston has the lead. Down the right field line. That'll reach the seats. Nice catch. And Johan lives to see another. They're in the 7th in Miami. Still 3-1 Marlins over the Phillies in Game 1 in South Florida. The 0-2 pitch. Even the knuckleballer's trying to throw it high. Now the 1-2 is served into right field. That's going to get down for a blue pit. And Atlanta's got him at first and third, and the lineup does get down to Kurt Suzuki, who with one swing could tie the game.
Knuckleball outside corner, did not drop, just kind of hung like a slow cutter. Camargo, nice job of just flaring that soft serve style.
Went after that like he was chopping at a tree. Very nice. He's now 10 for his last 22 with a couple of homers.
He's so good he can even hit righties batting righty.
Well, let's see what Kurt can do here. First and third, 2 outs. And floated in for a strike. 0-1 you count. Well, Vasquez does a real good job of framing pitches. Oftentimes umpires are fooled by so much glove movement by a catcher, but his reaction is so quick and short. He's stolen a couple of strikes in this game already. And very nearly won there. 1 ball, 1 strike. And it's chopped foul. And now Suzuki down to his last strike at 1-2. Eovaldi, Workman, and Wright, the 3 pitchers for Boston so far today. And now the 1-2 pitch is rolled foul again.
Feel a little drop in the energy with the Braves fans, the dugout a little bit after the Red Sox got 3. I think it's very important here. Try and answer. Don't need a 3-run homer. We'd love that, great. But if we can just get 1, scratch back, I think that can change momentum a little bit and feel good.
Maybe a knuckleball will get away. Braves will take a run any way they can get it. 1-2 pitch. Squibb to the right side. Kinsler to his left. And the throw to first is in time. Braves have had base runners. They've left 9 of them on so far through 5 innings. It's 3-0 Boston. They're coming up. Sam Freeman will try to work a full inning in relief of Touki Toussaint, who gave up all 3 runs in 4 2/3 of work today. Bogart's 0 for 2. He is tapped to the mound and has struck out swinging. And that missed outside. 1 ball, no strikes.
You talked about Alex Cora and what kind of differences he has made on the team. Here's one of them. He came over to Bogarts in spring training and said, stop slapping the ball and worry about your average. I want you to drive the ball strong to all fields.
Not strong enough to hit this one out as it's skied toward Markakis in right, and there is the first out of the inning.
But it is transferred to 86 RBIs, and he's earned that 4th spot.
Yeah.
And they're 94 and 44, guys. I mean, that's just remarkable. I think everyone knew they had a good team. Everyone knew the Yankees were good, but I don't think anyone thought that they were on pace to record the most wins in a single season since they moved into Fenway Park, which is quite possible for Cora's club. Boston's at 94 and 44. As this one's bounced up the middle, Dansby can't get it. Moreland beats the shift and has his first hit of the game. If the Red Sox play .500 ball, if they go 12-12 over the last 24 games, they'll win 106.
I think at the beginning of the year when they were winning and putting even 3-4 games between them and the Yankees, everybody just kept thinking, well, it was just a good start. Well, it was, but they just kept going from there.
And they have kept going in Atlanta today. They've got 3 runs on 6 hits. Sam Freeman will depart. He pitched 2/3 of an inning with a couple of singles allowed. And Nunez will face a new Braves pitcher next. The new Atlanta pitcher.
Visit Synovus for your banking, lending, and investing needs. Synovus, the bank of here.
Luke Jackson will face Nunez and Kinsler here in the Boston 6th inning. This will be a one-and-done stint for Luke. His spot's due third when the Braves bat in the bottom of this 6th.
Continues to strike out a lot of guys, more than 1 per inning on average. Love what he's doing to the lefties. He's tearing them up with that good curveball, that big spike curve.
12-6.
And the first pitch in for a strike. Nunez had the first Boston hit. They didn't get a hit until the 5th inning with 1 out. It was a hard hit ball to left. Acuna tracked it down, lost his footing. He fell to the seat of his pants, and Nunez got to second. Came home on a Kinsler double, then Vasquez doubled. And with 2 outs, Betts singled for the final Boston run.
Nunez 10 home runs on the year, but he is more of a line drive hitter. Had a bad knee early, so that is feeling better as he can really run.
He was signed as a free agent. He's been around before. He's played with the Yankees, Minnesota, the Giants, and the Red Sox.
With the Giants, where we saw him most recently, and played real well for San Francisco.
That was last year. Then Boston got him right around the trade deadline for a couple of pitchers. And a chase there, and Nunez is struck out. Good start for Luke Jackson to get the first batter he's assigned. And there's the second out of the inning. And now Kinsler's the batter. Ian Kinsler is a great player. Had a couple of 30 home run seasons, had a 28 homer year with the Tigers 2 years ago, broke in with the Texas Rangers. Ron Washington knows all about Ian Kinsler. Among active second baseman, second in games played, first in runs, second in hits, second in homers, second in RBIs. And this one's grounded to the left side. Camargo smothers and flips to first. Wow, what a strong arm and what a great play by Camargo. How in the world did he get enough on this throw to retire Kinsler so easily? Wow, a forearm flip and a strike to first. Home sixth coming up. To you by Advance Auto Parts. 3-0 Boston. Braves batting in the sixth. Ozzie Albies will lead off. New pitcher for Boston's right-hander Joe Kelly, the former Cardinal. And this guy is an Iron Man.
Absolutely, Chip. Fastball straighter tailing 95 to 100. You see those numbers on the year. A big curve and a slider that has a slurvy break. Changeup sinks at 84 to 90. Loved in Boston because he likes to spar with the Yankees.
There's a shot to right by Albies, and it's gone. The Braves are on the board thanks to a solo home run to lead off the sixth. It's 3-1.
Fastball right down Broadway. Look how Ozzie's able to turn on this ball that's down. It's not up. Right down the middle, and he just raked it. His 22nd.
97 miles an hour in, a whole lot harder going out. That I got out quickly, Chip.
So 62 appearances for Kelly now coming into play today. And I think that's a question mark for the Red Sox. Yes, they have a big lead. Yes, they've been able to withstand the injuries to Sale and Price. But all these extra appearances now, you wonder if that'll have an effect sometime later this month or in postseason play.
Only the fourth homer he's allowed.
So the Braves are on the board. How good Atlanta is in the late innings. They need two more to get it tied. Dansby's had a flair for the dramatic late. An RBI in the eighth inning yesterday. And a home run in the eighth inning against the Pirates in game 2 of that series. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned that Kelly's a former Cardinal. St. Louis traded Kelly and Alan Craig for John Lackey, Corey Luttrell, and cash at the deadline in 2014. He was a starting pitcher in his early days as a Red Sox. They moved him to the bullpen in 2016, and he's been awfully good ever since.
Yeah, Lackey did a good job for him too. Pretty good trade for both teams. And Alan Craig, you know, I thought he was such a good player with St. Louis, and he did not continue his career in a good way with the Red Sox. I think he's might be out of the game.
2 balls, 2 strikes for Dansby with nobody out. A run is in on an Albies line drive homer, and it's outside. Full count. So the pitcher spot is due next, and Preston Tucker has grabbed a bat. The Braves, you remember, traded Tucker to Cincinnati for Adam Duvall. Then the Braves traded for Tucker and brought him back. It's after Michael Reed hurt his back and was placed on the 60-day DL. And the payoff is swung on, hammered down the left field line. Did he keep it fair? That ball is into the seats, foul. He just missed. Don't go in there unless you want trouble. Three balls, 2 strikes. Kelly ready. And that one's blooped down the right field line and into the seats.
Tried to put a little extra on that one too to get it by him.
Yeah, Joe, the last I've got on Alan Craig is he's in the minor leagues with the Padres.
Well, he was such a promising player with St. Louis and put up such good numbers. Boston was thrilled to get him, but he just never turned into that guy.
So a good battle here with Swanson and Joe Kelly, who stretches again. And a shot towards second, but Kinsler's there, and there's the first out. So it will be Tucker for Jackson. Luke went 2/3 of an inning scoreless with a strikeout. And Paul, you made the point yesterday or the day before about the band is back together. Let's not forget the contributions that Preston Tucker made for the Braves. How many big hits did this guy provide in the early days of the season while the Braves tried to figure out who was going to play left field until Acuna got here? And he was hitting homers, gappers, doubles, scoring runs, made enough plays in the outfield.
I agree. Ryan Flaherty as well, leading the league in hitting in April. Preston Tucker coming through time and time again in such incredible situations. I started to think, how many times can they do it? Nice that he is brought back and is rewarded. Certainly feels part of the team right away.
Doesn't often happen that way when you get traded away and brought back same year.
Another chance on the right side. Moreland will flip to the pitcher covering, and there's the second out. Well, Tucker had 9 RBIs in the first 7 games for the Braves and started at a .435 batting average clip. For a team that was really trying to make some noise and get off to a good start, a performance like that certainly was helpful and noteworthy. So we're back to the top of the order now, and Acuna, 2 strikeouts and a pop out for Ronald. Braves have a run, down 2 with this 6th inning continuing.
Got to be careful here. Kelly's fastball has been straight for the most part. Acuna can turn one around with the best of them. Be interesting to see how this plays out.
That's a generous call there.
First pitch slider. That was the right choice.
Not a big guy. 6'1", 179, 180. He can generate some velocity, though.
Ground ball toward third. Nunez has it. High hopper, and the throw to first is in time. Kelly surrenders the home run, and the Braves are on the board. We go to the seventh. It's now 3-1 Boston in game one. Out on StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
This was a laser right over the top of the wall. 363 feet.
I thought that was 25 degrees, but it turned out being 23.
Yeah, well, there's a breeze.
Is that what it was?
It's
It
sunny.
fooled me.
It's like there's like a glare.
Yeah.
Here's Christian Vasquez, the catcher. Shane Carl, the new pitcher for Atlanta, as we go to the seventh. Vasquez, then Kelly's spot, then the top of the order.
Good against righties and lefties. You see that ERA, very respectable. Can strike guys out. Has thrown some nasty pitches in big situations for the Braves this year.
Vasquez, part of the All-Craig Biggio team with that pine tar caked batting helmet. And he strokes one to second. That'll be easy work for Ozzie. He's got it, one out. So let's see what Boston does here. Pitcher's spot is scheduled. That would be Kelly. And Sam Travis is going to come on and pinch hit for Kelly, who win an inning with a hit, the home run from Albies, that base hit.
It's a good thing it's September for these American League teams in interleague play, when you've got all the, when you've got the pitcher spot coming around so often, and you've got plenty of bench strength.
Old school, no batting gloves, just grabbed a little dirt, rubbed his hands together, and picked up the bat.
Travis, first pitch swing, bounces to third. Camargo's got it, and two are out. Travis hit .258 in 97 AAA games at Pawtucket. I read something the other day that the Red Sox are ending their relationship in Pawtucket.
No way.
They're moving the team out of Pawtucket.
Is that right?
Find out the city in a minute.
I personally don't remember them being anywhere but Pawtucket.
So here's Mookie Betts. An RBI hit his last time up.
Yeah, the Red Sox went on a little binge in the 5th inning with 1 out, 3 straight doubles, and then later with 2 outs, Betts and Benintendi got hits back to back.
Yeah, the Pawtucket Red Sox have reached a tentative deal to move to Worcester. How about that?
Suburbs.
That was announced on August 16th. And their affiliation with Pawtucket, Rhode Island dates back to 1973. Two balls and a strike for Betts. And fouled away. With all due respect, Bertie, this is the day what you kind of wish you had Tom Glavine here to make sure you pronounced Worcester right. I think Worcester. See, I mean, I had no shot.
Well, in Kentucky, we pronounce it Worcester.
That's when you go to the dry cleaner, isn't it? Or the laundromat.
That's where you wash your clothes.
Yeah.
We don't wash them.
I thought that's one of those things you put horseradish and cocktail sauce on.
And Tyler Flowers' car, it's got a lot of power.
Yeah, there you go. Dansby tried a backhand, dropped it, throws to first, and the stretch got him still. What a play. Freddie Freeman just saved Dansby Swanson. An incredible stretch at first. Boston might take a look at this in a 3-1 game. Betts hustling down the line. The drop, the recovery, the throw, and the stretch. Safer out. They got him.
Got him.
And no challenge for Boston. How apropos is that? A stretch at first, now a stretch in the 7th in Atlanta. With you, game one, Braves and
Sorry,
Red
I got to
Sox.
sneeze.
Oh. Hang on. We can't continue without the Okie sneeze. All right, let's talk about the outfield comparison. That's what they were talking about a moment ago. Betts and Acuna. I think that's what makes this series so exciting, not just now, but in the future. All the young players these two terrific franchises are boasting.
Fun to watch, isn't it? I mean, every time, it's like the players say, every time Acuna comes up, they want to be on the rail to watch, see what's going to happen. It's fun.
Even when they make normal plays, they look fantastic because they're so athletic and do so many things well. Very comparable, not that big, but extremely strong hands, extremely quick, and we haven't hit yet in the 8th inning.
And so let's talk about today's game, Joe. I'm going to come right back at you with a question. The Braves had some chances early offensively. Bases loaded in the first, bases loaded in the fourth. Couldn't get across an early run, which might have made a difference in this game tonight.
Two things there. The first inning was 2 outs, 3 walks that loaded him up. Just 2 outs, going to take a hit to get him in or a wild pitch or something. The second time, it was with 1 out and the pitcher up. They were playing in. They were able to. He put it in play. Toussaint put it in play, but they were able to cut down a runner at the plate, and then they got Acuna to pop up. So there were a couple of situations there that were tough to try to break it open. It was going to take a huge 2-out hit to get it done. So far, haven't had one of those.
But that Boston pitching staff is nothing to sneeze at, as we've seen.
There you go.
So far today, as Ryan Brazier's on his 23rd game of the year.
To see the 23rd and the 3rd innings, only 6 walks. Very, very good against righties and lefties. Again, continuing in that playoff atmosphere. A lot of pitchers, a lot of moving parts.
So Ender will lead off. And he couldn't check his swing and takes a strike. Got good news in Miami. The Phillies are down to their final out, losing to the Marlins 3-1. They've got the bases empty, 9th inning, and Drew Steckenrider's trying to finish that one off. Ender has walked and has been hit by a pitch.
The difference when you're playing a team like Boston, late innings, they're not 94 and 44 unless they've got some good people in their bullpen.
Yeah.
Number 2, you talked about it earlier, Chip. They're second in the league in defense. They don't often beat themselves. They don't make a lot of errors, so don't count on them to give you a lot of help.
1-1 pitch. That just missed. Well, this is a great time for Atlanta. You've got your 2, your 3, your 4 hitters coming up. This crowd of over 40,000 at SunTrust today wants to make some noise in favor of the Braves. 40,394. The official crowd count. As that one cut an edge, 2-2.
Brazier fastball straight and some run at 95 to 98 again. Little slider with a small break, 82 to 89. That's a big pitch differential right there, and also has a changeup that fades at almost 90.
Well, we know who's at the end of the game for them.
Yeah.
It's not a bullpen by committee for the end of the game. That will be Craig Kimbrell if they have the lead.
I feel like you got to throw 102 now to stand out.
That's right. Or 72.
Yeah.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Line into left center field, a leadoff hit. Now the Braves are in business. Good at bat by Ender, his first hit of the day. So right guys at the right time in the 7th, which has been the magical time for the Atlanta offense. 223 runs in the 7th inning or later, 2nd in the National League.
That fastball was just off center in a little bit. He did not try to pull it. Nice inside out swing. Way to go. Get on first base, see if we can get something going. I know my partner Joe Simpson liked that swing.
You know it. Thing about that pitch was that it was tailing back a little bit. So if on Ender's first read, if he was thinking pull, all of a sudden that just comes turns into a comebacker to the mound or a slow roller to second. Good approach.
By the way, this is not Brazier's first time in the big leagues. He was originally selected by the Angels in the 2007 draft. Pitched throughout the Angels system until 2013. Got to the big leagues that year. Then signed a minor league deal with Oakland. They then sold his contract to the Japanese leagues. As this one's hit the other way, but it's going to hang up. Good idea by Freeman, but a line out to Benintendi.
Man, oh man.
That ball's 3 feet lower. He's got a hit.
Well, and he had the right idea for Freddie too. With that wide open space over there on the left side. Just get it down a little bit. Roped it.
Well, speaking of roping the ball, that's what Markakis has been doing. At some point, the baseball gods are going to say it's time to even things up. And hopefully that time will be right here. Good news in Miami. That one's a final. The Phillies lose 3-1. Jose Urena picked up his second home win of the year at Marlins Park.
Only run he allowed was a home run to Asdrubal Cabrera early in the game. Phillies actually led that game 1-0.
That's right. So with that loss, the Braves are now 4.5 ahead. And their magic number is now 22 to win the East. 1 on, 1 out. They know all about Ender and his 25 stolen bases. As Joe mentioned, Vasquez has a good arm behind the plate. He's been very impressive in harness. Braves have 8 outs left. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Three runs, 6 hits for the Red Sox, a run on 5 hits for the Braves. Atlanta's left 9 on today.
Fastball up and in. Swung through that. Then they take a little off and go down and away.
The 0-2 pitch. Fought it off. Cardinals lead the Nationals 3-1 in the 8th inning at Nationals Park. Cubs lead Milwaukee 1-0 in the 5th. That's a huge game. Colorado trying to creep back to the top of the Western Division in the National League has jumped on the Giants with 4 first-inning runs. Here it's 3-1 Red Sox, game 1 of 3. There's a good take. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Somewhere along the line, somebody's going to pay for the slide for Nick Markakis. Hit the ball right on the button last time out, but into a force play. He's so good normally at digging out of these 2 strike counts. See if he can do it here in the 7th. Foul that one back. Had a good rip at it.
He's getting a steady diet of that high fastball too. And not just today with the Red Sox, but before that. They're giving him the right field corner too. They're not looking for him to be able to pull the ball.
And with Moreland holding the runner, a ground ball that way could head to the corner. Not just a line drive. Let's see what we have happen on a 1-2 count. Laid off that time. 2-2.
Nice job. That's higher than high. And I think that's a mistake because I think Nick Markakis really worked this offseason. We've talked about it before, getting their front foot down and hitting the ball out in front. So we've seen him go line to line and hit doubles. I don't agree with this defense in the outfield. Come on, Cakes, make him pay.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Line drive, he beats the shift. There's a hole, and Atlanta's got the tying runs aboard with 1 out.
It was about time he found one and had somebody playing out of position for him. Hard earned. A little bit of a floater, maybe a hanging slider. And he found a hole.
So 2 on for Atlanta. Johan Camargo's the batter. He's walked twice and he's singled today. The Braves RBI leader since the 1st of June with 50 of them. So again, right guy, right time. Let's see if he can find a gap. Braves have a single run in the 6th. They're looking for a couple here to tie it up in the 7th. And an inside corner strike at 97. Tell you what, the Red Sox have stuck to their scouting report this entire game. No matter the pitcher, no matter the pitching style, no matter the situation. Markakis a good job to lay off a couple of high heaters. Good job by Camargo there.
They're crowding Camargo a lot as well.
He's right on top of the plate. Pitch in the dirt. Nice stop. Ball 2.
I like it if they crowd him as long as they do it down. If they're doing it around the knees like with that slider in the dirt there, if they elevate that just a little bit trying to go to the back foot slider and they miss it all, Braves are going to have the lead.
Atlanta looking for its first hit of the day with a runner in scoring position. Camargo's worked the count to his favor. 2 balls and a strike. And a little squibber. Nunez will have only 1 play. He makes it with a bare hand, and Camargo beat it. Infield hit. They're loaded. What a slow developing play. A squibber, a cue ball shot to third. And Atlanta's in business. 3rd time they've loaded the bases today.
What good hustle.
Absolutely, Joe. And watch this head first slide. He will get up and celebrate with EY.
Head down, take off.
So a perfect day for Camargo continues, and now Kurt Suzuki's up. The entire Red Sox infield meets on the mound now.
3rd time's a charm, right?
That's what they say. So that's the first Atlanta hit with a runner in scoring position today. A squibber on the infield puts Inciarte at 3rd, Markakis at 2nd, Camargo at 1st, and Suzuki's the batter.
1 for 6 this year with bases loaded.
Now the Atlanta fans start to hoot and holler. As time called.
Frazier tried to quick pitch him right there.
Sure did.
As he was stepping in. Kurt backed out. I like it.
No swing. Ball one. Last 3 wins for the Braves have been comeback victories. The last 3 Braves wins have been last at bat victories. They're down only 2 with 1 out in the 7th. A long inning for Brazier. The pitch. Smoked foul and almost got Ender. Who had the happy feet and standing in foul ground, which you have to do. He's in fair ground and that hits him, he'd be out.
He's been getting plunked enough off his own bat, by the pitcher, now by a teammate.
A Brave at every base again with a 1-1 pitch. Popped up. That's headed for the stands behind the Boston dugout. And these late inning dramatics for the Braves offense have been so fun to watch. There are Zaxby's indescribably good plays.
First in the National League in slugging and extra base hits, second in runs scored. They have been phenomenal.
Only the Cubs have scored more late inning runs in the National League than the Braves have. And now a 1-2 pitch. Lifted toward right. Martinez drifts back. Ender's going to tag at third. There's the catch. The throw's headed toward the cutoff man and is cut off. It's sac fly and the Braves are down a run. Good base running by Markakis. He tagged up 2 and he moved up to third base. 41st RBI for Suzuki, and now Cora's on his way out to get Brazier.
Good fundamental play by Suzuki. Runner at third, less than 2 out, got 1 in. Inning still alive.
So Atlanta has him first and third. They're down only 1, and switch hitting Ozzie Albies is coming up. Membership, you'll get access to postseason tickets this year, and you'll get exclusive benefits, priority access, and year-long discounts next year. Go to experience the big moments like never before. Head to Braves.com/A-list today. It's bullpen of Palooza for the Red Sox. Heath Hembree is the 5th reliever to work after Nate Eovaldi started and went 3 1/3 innings today.
Hembree fastball 92 to 97 miles an hour. A little curve. He doesn't throw too much. 74 to 85. That's got that 12-6 hammer break, and then a slider that's very good and hard at 85 to 92. You see the walks and strikeouts on the year. He can strike somebody out.
He's had a little bit of a rough go lately, Paul. He had allowed runners in each of his last 3 games until yesterday. He pitched the 9th inning yesterday and threw 18 pitches in that game to finish it up against the White Sox when they got shut out. Let's see if he sticks to the game plan and tries to pitch Ozzie upstairs.
I mean, they were chopping in the pool at the Omni Hotel at the Battery.
Yeah.
Love it. Ozzie saw that 97-mile-an-hour heater from Kelly and took him deep. So the Red Sox know that he can hit a fastball. Guys are on with 2 outs. The book says breaking ball. Hembry's got that good slider. So Ozzie, patience, young grasshopper.
Something off speed, and he didn't get it. Hembry came up with the Giants, who traded him to the Red Sox for Jake Peavy a couple of years ago. And he's in at a big spot here. 2 on, 1 in, 2 outs. This long inning, though, guarantees the middle of the Braves' order is going to come up again in what's now a 1-run game. And good patience there. Even count. Hembry's from Braves country, born and lives in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Smoked foul, and it's only appropriate that he's pitching today. Heath Hembry went to the College of Charleston, Spartanburg Methodist, and the University of South Carolina, and it's Gamecock Day.
Sure is. Hate to rain on his parade and give up this run, but hey, it's not his run.
Well, all those Gamecock fans should have their rally caps on. It would look like a rooster's comb on top of their heads, right?
Boy, you are so bitter. It's just, wow.
Just can't wait till Saturday. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch is caught on and missed. There's that high heater, and Ozzie couldn't connect that time. The Braves threaten, pick up 1, but still trail by 1. We're through 7. Good game. 3-2 Boston.
We want to show you the highlights because, you guys, we are in a pennant chase. So let's check it out with our Xfinity game break. Marlins hosting the Phillies, top of the second, scoreless game. Asdrubal Cabrera nails a solo shot to right field for his 22nd home run of the year. That put the Phils up 1-0. Bottom of the second, game tied at 1. Rafael Ortega nails a 2 RBI single to left. That scores Lewis Brinson and Austin Dean. The Marlins took that one 3-1, and right now the Braves hold a 4.5 game lead over the Phillies. Guys, back to you.
Okay, Kelsey, that's always good news to hear. The Phillies falling this time in Miami while the Braves are playing the Red Sox. Our game a little closer. It's 3-2 Boston, however, in front. Jesse Biddle will face the 2, 3, and 4 hitters for the Boston lineup.
He's had a couple of days rest. Worked an inning and a third his last time out against Pittsburgh.
See that success against right-handed batters. 167, good curveball. can get both righties and lefties out. I love the way this guy goes right after the hitters.
Another great find for the Braves. Jesse Biddle, former #1 pick by the Phillies. And that one a perfectly placed pitch. Look at that. Not a hitter alive who could do much with 95 in that spot. And it's now 2-2 after a 2-0 count start. Up the middle. That skipped off the mound. Dansby's got it. Flipped to first. Close and in time. Benintendi's retired. Leadoff man down in the Red Sox 8th.
The Biddler with a nice curveball and a well-positioned Dansby Swanson.
I think Benintendi had a few words for Mike Winters over that strike 2 call. It was clearly a strike, and he told him enough.
Was it Mike's fault that he grounded out?
Probably. Here's JD Martinez. Martinez 0 for 3. And that's taken low, ball 1.
Guys, you asked about him and earlier getting signed as a free agent by Detroit and the big difference, and he is a video freak, video guy. Billy Broadbent actually videos his batting practice.
Line drive over short. So the Braves couldn't keep Martinez down in the game, kept him in the ballpark. He's 1 for 4 with an 8th inning single here with 1 out. Well, I just love stories like that. Here's a guy that was a solid major league player, but not a superstar by any stretch. And through hard work, through perseverance, and a couple of address changes, here he is with a big, gigantic contract and on a team that has a legitimate shot to win a ring.
Yeah, and he'll watch batting practice and make adjustments, and now other players are doing it. He's a leader in the clubhouse, and Bogarts, the guy hitting now, calls him a Coke machine. He goes, you go put a quarter in, he spits out information. He is a student.
Well, as I recall, the Tigers really only signed him because he was a friend of the family. Al Avila and his son knew him from youth baseball in Texas.
Well, it certainly has worked out well for all parties.
Yes, it has.
So Bogarts the hitter. 2 quick strikes from Jesse Biddle.
You have to give credit where credit is due. I like players that work hard, that care. He does to the nth detail.
Swing and a miss. Off speed gets Bogarts. Again, this is a Red Sox team that is hunting fastballs, and when they don't get them, looks like you can get a lot of awkward swings against them.
A huge pitch, breaking ball, swing through, absolutely outstanding. And we got a fight going on in the crowd between Let's Go Sox and boos from the Braves fans.
I like it every time they start chanting that Let's Go Sox because somebody from Boston strikes out.
Yeah, a lot of pressure.
Works out great, and then all of a sudden it gets quiet again.
Yeah, a lot of pressure on him when that happens. Here's Moreland. He's walked, singled, and struck out. Moreland 6 hits against the Braves in the 4 games head-to-head between Fenway and SunTrust Park. Again, as I told you, this guy's been a tough out for Atlanta. Got a double, a triple, and a homer, including his single in the season series. And what a stop.
Goodness.
Wow. Johnny Bench style.
You just hope for the best when you're trying to block or catch this one, because you don't know which way it's going to spin when it hits the ground. Nice going, Kurt.
Two balls, no strikes. Lifted to the left. Camargo will give chase. His glass is gleaming, but near the tarp will run out of room. And it's 2 balls and a strike.
Yeah, Moreland likes to drop back on that back leg and lift.
He's from Amory, Mississippi. Dozens on the pass list today, guys.
Two balls and a strike from Biddle. Martinez a short lead, and that's swept off the plate. 3-1. As Paul mentioned, Moreland's been a Gold Glove performer, another former Texas Ranger, now in his second season with the Red Sox. Signed him as a free agent. He's under contract through the end of next season. Arguably the best defensive first baseman in the American League as he takes a walk. Didn't offer that 96-mile-an-hour pitch, and now you've got some trouble. 2 on, 2 out as Martinez moves to scoring position, and Nunez coming up. First walk for Biddle, first walk for the Red Sox since early in the game.
Biddler is effective against right-handed hitters, even more so than lefties. He has the good curveball now. Nunez had that double off the breaking ball from Toussaint earlier, and then Carl threw him a nice one down, and he swung over it for strike 3.
Yeah, the one from Tukey was a little bit of a spinner, though. Didn't have quite the snap on it that Toussaint would have liked.
Ground ball. Freeman's got it. He's going to throw to second. High throw. It trampolines away from everybody, and all hands are safe. That was Freddie's only play, but again, a throw from Freeman in this homestand sails high at second, and instead of out number 3, Boston now has the bases loaded.
Hands on his hips. He can't explain it either.
I have to say this, as bad as that was, it was a nice job by Freeman keeping that run from scoring on the recovery. Wow.
That hurt.
And now you've got to face Kinsler, who has an RBI double. I'd be very careful on the first pitch. Boston smells blood. They've got him loaded. And another great stop. That saved a run. Ball 1.
I don't know what it is about the Braves playing at home defensively, but it has come back to bite him on several occasions already in this homestand.
A lot of extra pitches, a lot of extra runs, and a lot of stress. But let's see if Biddle can pick up Freddie and the Braves here in the 8th inning. A 1-out single, a 2-out walk, then the fielder's choice E3 keeps the inning alive for Ian Kinsler. Braves are down a run. Line drive into right. That's going to get down for a hit. That's going to score 2. The walk and the error come back to haunt the Braves. Boston extends their lead. It's 5-2. And if we've said it once, guys, we'll say it a million times. You give good teams extra chances, they usually cash them in.
Like Kinsler was looking for something middle away, got the breaking ball, hit it hard. Both runs unearned, but they count.
Well, and that's a shame. We talked about how this playoff atmosphere, everything is magnified. Every little nuance counts. And unfortunately, Braves making mistakes in the field. They know that.
Freddie made the right play. That was his best chance to get the 3rd out. It just wasn't a good throw.
And at the time, a great save by Dansby to go up the ladder to at least get leather on it.
So here's Vasquez. He's got a double. Kinsler's knocked in 3. Vasquez has an RBI. 2 more for Boston in the 8th. And a breaking ball in for a strike. It's 0-1. Looking ahead to the home eighth, Dansby Swanson will lead off. Then the pitcher's spot, and Ronald Acuna. Boston led 3-0 after 5. The Braves got a run in the 6th, a run in the 7th. Boston with 2 so far in the 8th.
Casting that curve right now, not able to finish it or follow through well on it. I like how he took a pause right there. Step back on the mound and be conscious of finishing your pitches.
Steve Pearce is on deck. And if Vasquez reaches, he'll pinch hit. Full count for Vasquez. The runners at first and second will take off. There they go. And the pitch is skied to center. And Ender is going to track that down. A 2-out walk and a costly throwing error leads to 2 Boston runs. It's 5-2 Red Sox. Braves coming up in the home 8th. Today, it's been a while since the Braves have experienced the agony and ecstasy of meaningful games in September. The last time the Braves were in the playoffs was 2013. And that was also the last time that they held first place on September 3rd.
Quite a turnaround from just last season, huh? Fun to watch. Got work to do today. It's a tough customer here, Matt Barnes.
He's in his 58th game, a former first-round pick by the Red Sox in 2011. Entering this season, Matt Barnes has pitched in more games than any other Boston reliever. More than Craig Kimbrell, more than Heath Hembree, who pitched a third of an inning and struck out Ozzie Albies to end the Braves' 7th. So it's 5-2.
Fastball curve split. Primarily fastball curve, throws that split just about 10% of the time. But did you see the life on that fastball that he finished so well? It just gets on you, which leads to that high strikeout rate. Comes set with the split grip because that is the toughest grip to get. You don't want to dig in your glove.
2 quick strikes for Dansby. And that's served out of play foul. 2 ground outs and a walk for the Braves shortstop. Lucas Duda's grabbed a bat. He's going to pinch hit for Jesse Biddle next. He'd love to hit with a man aboard here in the Atlanta 8th. Braves have 6 outs left. You know the Kimbrel's lurking. It'd behoove you to get something done against Barnes if you can. The 0-2.
In case you missed it 2 games ago, my partner Joe Simpson sang a little bit early. Could have gotten the Braves out of the slump. They've been tremendous in the 8th innings.
That's right. 4 runs in the 8th inning yesterday. 4 runs in the 8th inning the night before against Pittsburgh. Little chopper that's slowly hit toward Bogaerts. He's going to have to hurry. He's not going to have a chance. And there's his start, an infield hit.
See, just the fear of me singing
That's
created offense.
I was going to say, if we stall, we may have to have you go to it again.
Barnes fell off the mound just a little bit here on his follow through. Otherwise, he might have been in a position to help himself. Good start for Atlanta.
So here's Lucas Duda. After Duda, you've got the top of the order, so the big bat's coming up for Atlanta. Got a shot. Down 5-2. Braves have left 11 men on base.
He pulls the ball so well. I'm a little confused right now. The outfield is playing him opposite.
But 3 men on the infield for Boston.
And he is a big man. If you walk up on him,
yeah,
much bigger than what he looks like on TV.
No balls and a strike. Dansby's running. The pitch is a ball. Nobody covered second base. Little confusion on the infield for Boston. Bogaerts is looking at Nunez. He was breaking for third base. Bogaerts never got to the second base bag, so Vasquez had no throw.
Number 7 for Dansby, and he was going all the way. Look how he's leaning. He was out over that front foot from the get-go because he saw himself that there was a little distance between Bogaerts and the bag.
So now a hit means a run perhaps for Duda and the Braves. Dansby at second, nobody out. Good rip.
What Dansby just did, though, is not something you get a sign for typically. That's something where your baseball acumen comes in, where you're noticing where players are, you're paying attention to defensive setups, and you realize you can get it.
Yep. Situation didn't necessarily call for a steal.
No.
But it does keep you out of a double play chance. As this one's another swinging roller. Vasquez will have a play. He'll make it to first. Runner at third, 1 out. So the top of the order now. Acuna, Inciarte, and Freeman, we hope, with 1 out and a runner at third base. Acuna's had a quiet day, a couple of strikeouts, a pop out, and he's bounced out to third. Ronald entered play today with a 5-game hitting streak for the Braves. See if Atlanta can string together a couple of hits and then have someone pop them. Craig Kimbrel is up in the Boston bullpen. Red Sox protecting a 5-2 8th inning lead. Waited on that one nicely, but fouled it back. 0-1. St. Louis is trying to close out Washington today. Bud Norris and the Cardinals lead 3-1, bottom of the 9th inning. Phillies already lost 3-1 today. Braves are falling 5-2 at the moment to Boston. And the beauty of a divisional lead the size of Atlanta's is with the two teams trailing you, you still shave numbers off your magic number, and more importantly, another day off the calendar. 1 ball, 1 strike. Perfect pitch. Well, they have dotted some corners against Acuna today. Most notably Eovaldi in the first inning at 101 miles an hour.
Yeah, that was his best pitch of the day.
And they're not coming into him, they're just coming up and then working the outside corner. A lot of teams feel that they have to brush him back or pitch in because he covers the outside part of the plate so well, but they have not done that. They've just thrown the ball up and then went to the corner.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Bryce Harper just hit a game-tying home run for the Nationals against the Cardinals. If Acuna could reach, that would give Ender Inciarte a chance to tie the game. This time it'd be the 8th. Payoff pitch for Ronald Acuna Jr. is on the way. And it's a swing and a miss. So there's the second out. Acuna strikes out for the 3rd time today. And now Ender's the hitter with a runner at third, 2 down.
That was a heck of a 3-2 pitch.
Perfect.
Ender's reached 3 times, a walk, a hit batsman, a single, and he scored the 2nd Braves run.
Atlanta 1 for 10 today with runners in scoring position. Boston 4 for 8. See if Ender can't increase that percentage right here.
Difference in the game.
Braves had the bases loaded 3 times, got 1 run out of it today. 1 ball, no strikes. Not a good stop.
He's turned in several today.
Well, I wonder if sometimes a man on the mound starts thinking about the guy on deck more than the man in the batter's box. I hope that's the case here with Freeman lurking for the Braves. If Ender could reach, Freddie would represent the game-tying run.
Yeah, I'd love to see Freddie get up there with a chance to atone for the throwing error that cost the Braves 2 unearned runs. Atlanta 12 unearned runs allowed since August 10th. Make it August 16th. But 9 on this homestand. 9 unearned runs.
That was called a strike. Ender has not seen eye to eye with Mike Winters a couple of times on pitches just like that today.
And if Ender can get on, I think we would probably see Kimbrel, and what a matchup that would be.
Second time on a 3-0 count. They've thrown him a very borderline pitch that was called a strike.
Last time Ender fouled off a 3-1 pitch. And this one's hit high in the air to right, and Martinez has plenty of room to catch it. And instead of ball 4, it's F9, and Atlanta's out of luck in the 8th. 5-2 Boston. We go to the 9th inning. Log in, select the Braves, and start streaming. It's brought to you by your Atlanta Hyundai dealers. We head to the 9th inning. Boston 5, Braves 2 in game 1 of 3. What promised to be very exciting ball games here at SunTrust Park. Today certainly fits into that category. And what an exciting time for Bryce Wilson, who's going to come on and pitch in his second big league game. Those are his stats from the minor leagues with the Braves organization.
And a couple of relief appearances in there for him, so it's not totally foreign to him. What a game he pitched up in Pittsburgh. It was outstanding.
Beat the Pirates 1-0. The youngest pitcher in Major League history to win his debut 1-0. Think about that. And he's come in throwing strikes against the Red Sox just like he did against the battling Buccos on August 20th. Bryce still the youngest pitcher in the major leagues. And the 8th youngest Braves pitcher to start his debut since 1908. Remarkable. Brock Holt the batter, skies one toward left. Acuna will run out of room.
It's amazing to me to think that 2 years ago he was in high school.
Pretty amazing.
But he's ready.
Middle linebacker mentality. He's on his way to North Carolina on a baseball scholarship. Braves got him, and they're glad they do. And again, I made the point earlier about it'll be fascinating to see what September holds for these Braves youngsters who have been mostly starters in the minor leagues and now working out of the bullpen. What roles they get, when they pitch, most importantly how well they pitch, because should Atlanta make postseason play, they are a lot of great arms that Brian Snitker might be able to use in postseason play.
Chuck Hernandez excited about all of his options, and I agree with what many of the Braves say, which is these guys are coming up and they're polished. They're not learning at the big league level. They're very ready to go with 3 different pitches they can throw for strikes, and that's a credit to the farm system, the coaches.
Yeah, all too often you see a young guy come up and just be all over the place, not have any one pitch he can go to for a strike.
And Brock Holt just walked after falling behind 0-2.
Well, guys, I know we're losing. I got a little feel-good story for you here. You are looking at a pro bowler. Has his PBA card, Pro Bowlers Association, 10 perfect games. Mom Diana was bowling and went to the hospital to deliver Mookie. Mom Diana also his first Little League coach. Way to go.
I think he's got a couple 300 games too.
He does. He has 10.
10 of them.
Yep, and 1 in tournament play. Mom loves bowling. Huge sports fan, and this is maybe a stretch, but they say that's helped the hand strength. Would that help with top hand?
I would think so. Yeah, I would think so.
Like Acuna, that is one of the things that people keep talking about, is not that big, but crazy strong hands and very quick as well.
2 balls, no strikes for Mookie Betts. And in for a strike, 2-1 the count. The thing we noticed about Bryce in his debut against the Pirates, if he had base runners, totally unflappable on the mound. You saw absolutely no deer in the headlights look from him. As he stares down the big bad Boston Red Sox. This one's in the air. It's going to hang, and Markakis came over. And did he make the catch? Yes, he did. A great grab by Markakis to take away a hit.
Fastball up and in that Betts fought off, showing those good hands. And how about that catch?
Well, there are some Boston Red Sox that have been around long enough to remember seeing that from Nick Markakis when he was in Baltimore. Yet another really good sliding catch.
So Benintendi, the batter, he's 1 for 3 with a walk. Red Sox with 8 hits, the Braves with 8 hits. And he was a little late. Strike 1.
How about 20-year-old Bryce Wilson coming up and in with the heater to Betts and jamming him?
If I'm Benintendi, I'm going to be swinging. I don't think he's going to leave a pitch close enough to let Mike Winters call it.
One ball, one strike. As the afternoon moves to the bottom of the 4 o'clock hour, you can see the shadows from the right field roof beginning to creep toward the field of play. No issues right now for the batters. It'll change if this game goes beyond 9, and at this rate we hope it does. If the Braves can get it tied at the very least, they've got to get 3 off Kimbrel and company.
As you said yesterday, Chip, we don't want 5 o'clock shadow.
2 balls and a strike. And out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes. Here it is. Lined into right. Another chance maybe. Nope, this one's going to split the gap. Markakis cuts it off. His throw to second is going to be a little late. And Benintendi has a double, and Boston threatening to pull away here. Second and third with 1 out. Again, Benintendi is a terrific hitter. And that's his 5th hit against the Braves. His 4th extra base hit.
And he had been one of the Red Sox hitters who was a little bit chilly coming into this series, but he's got a couple of hits and a walk today.
Braves take the bat out of the hands of J.D. Martinez and walk him intentionally. And now they're loaded for Xander Bogaerts, and Chuck Hernandez is on his way out to talk about it. If you ever wanted to know what it's like to be in the big leagues, well, with the Brave for a Day experience, you'll step into the visiting locker room on Thursday, September 27th here at SunTrust. You'll button up your personalized Braves uniform, lace up your cleats, and take the field like your favorite players. Sign up today at braves.com/brave for a day. Bases loaded for Bogaerts, who has 25 extra base hits this year with runners in scoring position. That's more than any other player in the major league. So that's the risk versus reward you take with Bogaerts. You hope for a double play, but you know with one swing of the bat he can really hurt you.
That goes to what Paul said earlier, that Alex Cora wanted him to swing the bat, not just slap at it or be happy to put it in play.
He's 6th in the American League in RBIs with 86. So Wilson ready, his pitch. Strike 1.
Well, one of the things, one of many that the Red Sox are first in the American League in is on base percentage. So if you're batting cleanup for the Red Sox, you got a good chance of driving in some runs.
No balls and a strike. But again, maybe the Braves have found something that they can utilize the rest of this series. Red Sox have had some really off-stride swings against off-speed pitches.
Good slider right there down in the zone.
Two strikes. And tapped foul at the plate. Sean Newcomb tomorrow night. Rick Porcello for Boston. Porcello a 15-game winner. Newcomb's from Massachusetts. You know, he's looking for a redeemer against his hometown club, Boston. We'll be on the air at 7 o'clock with Braves Live. First pitch at 7:35. And the 0-2 is hammered towards center and deep. Ender on the run, can't get it. That's up against the wall. That's going to score 2. Martinez around second, on his way to third. And Bogaerts does what he does so often with men aboard. Hits a gapper. And the Red Sox are pulling away at 7-2. First runs given up by Bryce Wilson in the big leagues.
Looked bad early in the count, chased a bad breaking ball, then he got one put on a tee for him. Little sweeper that stayed up there about letter high.
So Moreland will be intentionally walked, and Atlanta will face Nunez. Again, this is valuable experience for Wilson.
Yes.
Facing lineups like this, players of this caliber. See if he can get out of it. A swing and a miss on a fastball. A good one. 95 miles an hour. 0-1.
That is a great statement you just made. And I hope the Braves come back and win. But Bryce Wilson getting experience that he will need not just in years to come, but the rest of this month.
Seven runs on 10 hits for the Red Sox. 2 RBIs for Bogarts. And another shot toward the gap. Ender's going to try to cut this one off, and he will. What a catch. But that'll be a sacrifice fly on a laser beam off the bat of Nunez. Ender saved a run with that great grab, and maybe 2. That's a sac fly for Nunez, his 43rd run batted in.
Nice play by Ender. Good read, good jump, good save.
That's called a sacrifice fly. That should be called a sacrifice missile. Great catch. And now Kinsler, the batter. Kinsler's had a big day, 3 RBIs. His 2-run single after the Braves opened the door with 2 outs in the 8th inning after a walk and an error really hurt. Braves have made it a 1-run game at that point. Boston scored the last 5 runs and now lead 8-2.
They got shut out yesterday by the White Sox. They were shut out the first 4 innings today. And then it was Nunez and Kinsler who kind of lit the fire today with back-to-back doubles for the first run of the ball game. Vasquez followed with a double.
Nice. Very nice. They've all been sitting away for innings and innings and innings. So when they're all sitting away and looking away and you don't throw the dynamite slider that's knee-high on the black, they're going to hit it.
Driven to right. Markakis retreats into the shadows. He reaches up and makes the grab, and that retires the side. Boston sends 8 to the plate. 3 of them score. Craig Kimbrell's coming on in an 8-2 Boston game. Team when the Braves beat the Mets 3-1. They took a 15-game lead in the National League East after that victory. And the man that you see wearing Boston colors pitched and got his 44th save of the year. for the Braves. Now Craig Kimbrell toiling with the Boston Red Sox. He's got that big red beard blazing, and his fastball still blazing with 37 saves.
You see the numbers very good. Fastball 95 to 99. Why is it so effective? He throws it from his ear, almost pushes it, and the power curve at 84 to 88. A lot of strikeouts in 53 innings. That number is 81.
Yeah, that doesn't change. That velocity doesn't change. The strikeouts to innings pitched doesn't change. Bradley checks into the game to play center. Betts moves to right.
And Kimbrell will come on. It's not a save situation. The lead's too big, but he got up and was getting loose, so might as well get him into the game here. Let's see if Atlanta can work him over, get his pitch count up, maybe make him unavailable.
Yeah, that surprises me that he's in the game.
A lot of managers will tell you, though, if the reliever gets hot, go ahead and get him in the game. So here he is, and he didn't pitch yesterday, I don't think, in an 8-0 affair, so maybe Kimbrell needs some work as the first one misses low to Freeman. 1 ball, no strikes. Kimbrell blew a save on Tuesday against Miami. Gave up an earned run, but he got the win when Boston walked off. And into the shift, softly hit. Kinsler in the outfield grass, rips it to first. Low throw, but dug out. And there's the first out. The Cover Your Bases campaign is a partnership between the Braves and the American Cancer Society that helps educate fans about the importance of sun safety. There are 10 sunscreen stations located at SunTrust Park to help keep you covered. To find them and to make a donation, go to braves.com/coveryourbases. Nick Markakis, the batter. Nick had a 7th inning hit. He's 1 for 4 on the day. Braves will take aim at Rick Porcello here tomorrow night. Porcello has won both of his interleague starts this year. He's beaten the Phillies and he's beaten the Nationals. And has allowed a grand total of 3 earned runs in those 2 games.
He's good. 15-game winner.
1 ball, no strikes. That one almost got Markakis.
Braves lost the first game of the Pirates series here at home too. Able to come back and win the series.
And with the Phillies losing, if this score holds, it'll still be a 4-game divisional lead, with 2 more left with the Red Sox here at home. Atlanta will counter with Sean Newcomb, as we told you. Mike Foltynewicz on Wednesday. Boston has yet to announce who starts the homestand finale. 2 balls, no strikes. Right there, a strike.
Does such a good job of that release point by his ear. Hides it really well. And then it's coming. Hard to pick up. When I ask hitters why he's so effective with that fastball, it's not 104. They just said, Paul, it gets on you. Very hard to pick up because of his arm angle.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Well, it'd be very interesting to see what happens with Craig Kimbrell. He is a free agent at the end of the year, and what should be another part of a monster free agent class in Major League Baseball. What kind of dollars will Craig Kimbrell command as he will enter his age 30 season next year? Braves, Padres, and Boston have been his big league destinations, and fouled away. 6-time All-Star entering this season. Won the Rookie of the Year in 2011. He's the only pitcher to have won the Mariano AL Reliever of the Year award and the Trevor Hoffman Reliever of the Year award. Three balls, two strikes. And he walks Markakis with one man out.
That's his 26th walk in 53+ innings. He's only allowed 30 hits, but 7 of those are homers. Camargo's had a good day.
Will face Johan Camargo. 2 walks, 2 hits. Tell you what, the Braves have earned their share of walks in this game, haven't they? Nate Eovaldi walked the bases loaded in the first and lived to tell that tale. He ended up walking 4 guys today, snapping a streak of 22 straight games of 2 or fewer walks.
He lived on the edge early and got away with a lot.
100 miles an hour will do that for you, won't it? Markakis will take second, but have to head back after that's fouled away. Kimbrel already with 37 saves. That's the most for him in any of his Boston seasons, and the most since he saved 39 games with the Padres. He's 1 save away from 15th all time. Again, this is not a save situation, but Craig continues his remarkable career in relief for the Red Sox. 2 balls and a strike. One of the most mystifying things about closers is sometimes when it's not a save situation, they just aren't as sharp. For whatever reason, Braves need an epic collapse from Kimbrel here, down 6 runs with 1 out in the 9th. And fouled back. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now those shadows are starting to cover home plate.
And Chip, you made a great point about save situations. I think closers feed off that energy. Coming in, 3 toughest outs to get are the 9th inning outs with the game on the line in the save situation. Hitters' attention amped up through the roof. They'll do anything to get on base, and I think they feed off that energy.
Now back, 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Good at bat again by Johan. He's closing in on 280 for his batting average.
Yeah, good for him. He's done very good work for Atlanta. Remember, he missed almost the first month of the season, and still has rallied for 65 RBIs. And Kimbrel just got him for strike 3, 2 outs. And Kurt Suzuki, the final hope to keep the game alive for the Braves. 8-2 Boston.
Beautiful backdoor slider.
That hasn't changed for Craig. He's always had that pitch. Electric fastball. So here's Kurt. Sac fly made it a 3-2 game for the Braves in the 7th inning. Couldn't quite get it tied against Boston, who scored the last 5 runs. Markakis will take second. Defensive indifference. No balls, 1 strike. Driven toward right field. That will back up Mookie Betts. He takes a peek at the wall, makes a quick adjustment, and hauls it in to end the game. The Boston Red Sox score 5 runs late and pull away from the Braves in game 1 of the series. Red Sox 8, Atlanta 2. Your final. Brandon Workman beats Touki Toussaint. But don't despair, Braves country. Atlanta still leads by 4 in the East, thanks to the Miami Marlins, who beat the Phillies. Fellas, look for better luck tomorrow night in game 2. Newcomb and Porcello should be another terrific matchup.
Yeah, just got to take advantage of those opportunities of men on base today. The Braves left 13 men on.
Red Sox, nice job bunching their hits together. They got 10, but made the most out of it.
Boston 8, Atlanta 2 is your final score. We'll recap all of the excitement of this first game of the series on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. That's coming up right after this.